Hi, everybody.
Sorry.
Not to talk about stupid streaming mouses, but
Stupid streaming
mouses. Hello, I haven't seen some of you for a while. We have been on the road for a very long time. Some of you might have caught our broadcast from Kansas City when we were at my Kansas studio for a brief period of time. When was that even? That was like a couple weeks ago, right?
A month.
Was it a month?
Yeah. Well, we had, okay, so basically last July, I was here
July,
until,
Yeah.
what's that?
When you say last July, it makes it sound like it wasn't 2 weeks ago.
This last.
Okay, all right.
This last July, I wasn't in Kansas City to work until the 5th because I came into town on the 3rd. We did the 4th of July like we always do.
I flew in, so I
It's
was
a very
around it.
big family celebration for Jasmine's family.
Mm-hmm.
So we have fun, and oh god, I love those lanterns. Those floating lanterns.
Oh, yeah.
Those are like the best things.
It is.
Oh,
They're great.
man.
They're like
I love those.
entangled,
Yes.
like the actual like big paper lanterns. And my dad lives in an area where you can actually set those off without causing any problems. And that's always a thing our
No
family
one
does
has
on
stopped
4th of
us
July.
yet.
Yeah. Remember we used to do it at Grandma's house and we'd see the blue and red from police sirens and we'd like hit the floor and just not do fireworks for a little bit, but
Yeah, that's when we were little.
yeah, when we were
Whatever
little.
we were.
Yeah. We were little then.
Might have been slightly bigger then, I don't know.
I don't know.
At
It might
any
have been
rate,
two.
about halfway through the month, and
Yeah.
I'm sure that many people had taken advantage of the Baby Red Dragon pin.
Yeah, that's
for
the
July.
thing. For some reason, that wasn't my fault. When I was a teenager, that's when I started my website. It happened to be in July, so that's also when we do a lot of traveling, but it's still the official anniversary of the website, so it's always like our busiest month, but also our most traveling month, which complicates things. But thank you all for your patience. You guys are amazing.
Shayla asked if you're working flat. No, it's just the angle it's at.
Yeah,
Jasmine
I
thought that
know.
this angle would be a little bit better.
I thought so. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll
but
try to show it
I
here.
would say from the side, I would say it's 33 degrees.
Yeah, I tried to turn it around. One of the there's kind of a gooseneck sort of metal thing that is on one of my cameras, and we have brought that camera cross country, and it seems a bit wiggly compared to usual. But I'll try to show you guys how it looks. This probably looks very smudgy because I've actually drawn it out in pencil. I don't typically do that before I paint, but I have
Thank
on
you
this
so
one.
much, A.M.
What
Weber.
was that magic knife? Thank you.
10 months in a row. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
wow. Thank you so much. But I'll try to show it right side up. So, and I'll be talking a lot about this painting as I've been working on it. I've been sketching it, so there are some things that might not be in the finished version. Like, I made her wings go that way the first time. I made her wings go that way the next time. What's that?
I'm sorry, you got a very noticeable all caps message here. Hi, beautiful Jasmine and Matt.
Hi.
Notice I didn't get a beautiful.
Well, Jasmine and Matt would imply that beautiful was
yes,
the
I'm
adjective that
Greetings
applies
from
to both of them.
Norway.
Yeah. Oh,
Let me scroll up
Norway.
here. Trying to figure out the colors for a page in your mermaid's book.
Oh, which
I also
one?
have a cat named Farts.
Oh.
I like the random thought at the end.
We love our kitties here. We definitely have a lot of cat talk here. Which mermaid is that? I might be able to direct you in the right place, or Matt might be able to. I can't actually see the computer from where I paint here, but I can tell Matt. And
Well,
he can.
it's probably it's in the mermaid's book.
Yeah, I know it's in the mermaid's book, but
God.
which
So-
which
oh,
one
I
is
see.
it?
You want to help her out
Yeah.
with the colors. Gotcha.
Yeah, if they want to see what the original painting looked like, if you want to make it look like the original painting.
All right. So anyway, back to
Yeah.
what we're doing, and I'll try to field questions as they come in. Also, if you could write at Matthew Beckett, that helps me. See
Yeah, if you want
the
something
messages
that
a
you
little bit better.
specifically want to ask me, again, I can't see the TV or I would say,
Or say,
TV,
hey,
the
Matt,
computer.
Ask Jasmine
Do
this.
at me
Something.
I
where-
will do my
the thing
best
is,
to answer it. Yeah.
Right. It'll be bold if you type in at Matthew Beckett. And I'll type
Type
it in.
that in because everybody spells Beckett
I'll put
wrong
up the
except
message
for
again.
us, or maybe we're the only people who spell it.
And basically
wrong
that
and
means,
everybody else.
hey, I want to tell you or Jasmine something.
Yeah, and that will show
And
up
I will see
better
it as
for
a
Matt.
black highlighted thing, and it will catch
And
my
I have
eyes
no
a little bit
idea
better.
because I just kind of sit over here and paint all day.
So halfway through the month, and like, I didn't realize that everybody, basically the population of Connecticut wanted the Baby Red Dragon.
Oh my
So,
goodness, yes, that was
You guys,
yeah.
I've been tried and
Hey,
tested
that's a
many
super
times,
cute
but I
pin.
think this
Yeah.
last July, and there are still a couple stragglers here and there
Yeah.
that I have to get out. It's like 3 people,
And it's now August.
I've contacted all of them.
Yeah, I think hopefully
So-
we've talked to everybody. If you had an order in July when we're on the road and you placed your order in July,
Yeah.
you'll be getting a red dragon pin, baby red dragon pin,
Yes.
for sure. So don't worry if it's August and we send it out. It's not that we're forgetting you.
Right.
We will put your thing because you ordered it in July. So
also in July, that is
we have 2 family
we didn't
reunions
do-
every year.
we didn't do
Yeah.
New York in July, did we?
That
was before July.
No, that was in June. Yeah.
That was in June.
Yeah.
Okay, so we went to London, then Paris, and
Yeah.
a complete family reunion, and we've been to
2
California.
family reunions. One at my dad's side of the family, and one of my mom's up in Illinois. So we were in Iowa, Illinois, Kansas, Missouri, California, France, London / England, and then a week in California, and then everywhere in between, like going to,
So,
Georgia and just.
So I'm on the plane, right, and I'm bagging up baby red dragons, right?
Oh golly!
No,
Yeah, the actual
I'm
pins.
joking.
Yeah.
I did not.
Oh yeah, almost.
Okay,
though,
so
but
Kitten
yeah.
said I got a special Matt email. I don't mind waiting.
Oh.
I tried to send special Matt email.
We do our best. Yeah, we are not a
just to
big
say,
company.
hey guys.
I
But
think
the
people
thing
get
is,
used to
here's how you guys
Amazon.
rock. You
Yeah.
guys are patient.
Yeah.
Whereas,
That's
in
what I
love
mean.
you are with the pins, for example.
Yeah.
You guys are very patient, and that's the only thing that saves
The
my
only
sanity.
way we can keep this going
Yeah,
as a family
is that you guys are actually
business.
patient.
And yeah, nothing against, well, a lot of things against Amazon, but they make it hard for people who are, a very small family trying to keep up with orders, and people are like, well, Amazon will do it in 2 hours, and it's like, oh yeah, but Amazon's not, at the Eiffel Tower right now, or on an airplane, or in California. It's weird when it's something you have to physically make with your hands and then send out. And I thank everybody for being patient for us and understanding the difference between something that is actually handmade and something that you just, get on the Walmart of the internet.
So, that Nintendo guy says I'm like Hagrid with Norbert.
Excellent.
Norbert.
You kind of are. Yeah.
Are you going to have pins at Dragon Con?
Yeah, I
Kitten?
am. In fact, we're going to talk about that.
Yes,
I
and
can
you know
talk about
what?
it now.
You guys are going to get a nice preview, and also
Yeah, you'll and
the giveaways
3
tonight
of you, or possibly, it's
are-
random, so one person might get 3. It's never happened before, but the
also
price
we need to talk about the California event and the event last night.
Oh my gosh, yes, yeah, it's been crazy around here. Okay, let me think. I should probably, some of you guys might be here for the raffles that we do with Twitch's MooBot software. And
Yes, get in the raffle right now.
If you haven't yet, you type !raffle?
I'll have MooBot send you a message. There we
yeah, okay.
So MooBot says enter the giveaway by typing X. Do you know that MooBot can talk? But MooBot can only say like 3 things.
Is one of them Moo or what?
Any news of Pride from the Unseelie Court? Pride
/ Vanity. That's yes, that is one that is on the table.
You know
and
what's
will be
awesome
coming.
is I swear I looked the other day
Mm-hmm.
and I think that all the masterpieces are sold out for that one.
Oh, I know. They've already
Are
been
they?
sold out. Yes. Oh, yes. All the masterpiece editions. have
Or
sold out.
even
I
the ones
haven't
you put- even the ones you
painted
put on
it
eBay?
yet, well, I don't know. You would probably know that more than
I don't
would do
remember,
because
but
you
I-
have access to the
and
editions
it's-
file, and I don't usually get to see it.
It is very
But yeah,
for people want that one.
Yeah, I definitely will be painting it. The thing is, right now, a lot of the paintings I'm doing are for specific events. Like right now, I'm doing one for Dragon Con with the ninjas because I've done one every year for Dragon Con. This is the 3rd one. And then I've got to work on some Disney pieces for the Epcot International Festival of the Arts. And then I have to work on my solo show at the Corey Helfer Gallery that is for a very specific theme. So I don't know when I will be painting Pride / Vanity. I'm going to go with Vanity as a sin. If you're going to pick, because it's the same sin, technically, it depends how you translate it. If you're going to pick Pride or Vanity, right now, in today's jargon, I would think that Vanity
Sunshine
seems
going
like
nuts,
more.
by the way.
I'm going to say, what the heck, Sunshine?
You guys
What's
hear
going
those
on?
bells? That's our cat going
That's our
nuts.
kitty cats have bells on their collar so we can hear them coming. But vanity seemed like more of a sin than pride, and they're technically the same sin. So I'm going with vanity. Because pride kind of has a positive connotation, you know? Anyways, at DragonCon, we do have 3 pins we're giving out. Oh, I heard another magic noise. I was like sensory overload when I started broadcasting.
That is Tina. Thank you so much, Tina.
Thank you, Tina. But we have 3 pins that will be at DragonCon, and we're giving, these are my 3 ones, if you've been on the pin group. These are the ones I was taking pictures of. These are literally the ones I had in my hand. And we're giving these away, like every hour. Oh,
let's see.
Magic.
I will give the rundown real quick if you like.
Yeah, I don't know what order we're going to.
So this is a very special broadcast because at 5 o'clock our time, basically 45 minutes from now, if you're listening
like a
live,
little over an hour from now.
Madame Leota postcard.
Oh yeah, I got one of those last night when I was at
Baby
Disney.
DragonCon dragon pin.
Okay, give me a second. I'll get the Madame Leota postcard. I got her right over here.
Chat?
Oh shoot.
I try to make it so Jasmine can reach these things.
Yeah, I'm trying. Okay. Yes. Here's Madame Leota, and she is an official postcard from Disney. Ooh, I got the painter picture.
Now that event was amazing. Also, Jasmine, I want to
we'll talk about that
a
bit later. What's that, babe?
That Kelly Sarah says Ian has already booked their hotel for Glastonbury.
Oh, excellent! Yeah,
so that's going to be our fun fall show.
And 20th.
Always, and yeah. I always have to tell the Brits that their shows are so much more relaxing than our.
Oh my gosh, yeah, our ones here feel like you're.
DragonCon will kill me.
Well, it won't kill you. Well, maybe
if you guys want to see
this DragonCon.
If you guys want to see a man struggling.
Well, you can say that about DragonCon
and look
in general.
At me. Yeah. Do not make fun of me. Do not tell me I'm tired.
Oh my gosh, you know what you never need to do
tired.
is go up to somebody working at a convention and say,
I know I look tired. Please
it's
don't
like,
tell me. It just makes me feel bad.
You know what it's like to be told 40 times in a row, you look tired. It's like, what, are my wrinkles showing? Does my hair look bad? What
yeah, it's the worst thing I can hear after a hard day.
How is that helpful to tell somebody that ever? Anyways.
And maybe that's a personal thing. I just don't like hearing it. It makes me so sad.
Yeah, I know. And we probably are tired.
I know I'm tired. That's the thing. Is you look tired is different than you are tired.
It's like you look like you haven't had enough water. You know, it's like you look dehydrated.
Oh, Matt, you were bleeding last year at DragonCon. Yeah, I totally was. Remember, I dropped a knife on my toe.
Oh my gosh, on your foot. Yeah,
it was funny because you were having a conversation with I don't remember which artist.
Yeah.
But they saw my blood and they ran away from the booth.
Yeah, well, some people
I was bleeding all over the place. Luckily, we had a ton of. I'm sorry.
We did have a very small sort of.
Yes, I was bleeding badly.
We were okay. Yeah, everybody was fine. But anyways, this is a special sort of broadcast because we have 2 prizes because I wanted to do one from Madame Leota. I got her at Wonderground Gallery here in Florida or in California. We haven't met both. She is of course, the lady who is in the crystal ball in the seance room of the Haunted Mansion. And she was a real lady, Leota Tomb. She was, I think, the first, if not one of the first female Imagineers at Disneyland back in the 1960s, and they just had the 50th anniversary for the Haunted Mansion. And I was there for that, and it was really cool because they let us be at the Haunted Mansion at 4 o'clock in the morning, California time, which is like 7 o'clock in the morning, Florida time, which is kind of crazy. We'll probably talk about that later, but that was a lot of fun. And her daughter is the art director at Disneyland.
Oh, people are loving this postcard.
But yeah, she turned out so cool, and I was very thankful to get to paint her.
If you go to Disney, try to get these postcards.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, once they're gone, you will want them then.
Yeah.
Don't make the mistake of not getting them.
Don't make the mistake I did. There are some of them I don't.
And then you'll have to buy it from some
and then you can buy them on eBay for like $900.
Doesn't even care about them on eBay or something.
Some people might care about them.
Well, some people might, and they bought a couple.
Yeah, there you go.
Those are the cool
people. Those are the cool people. Anyways, I'll sign her for you too. But here's Madame Leota. You can get them now at Disneyland, Disney World, and you have the link to your WW store.
I think I always do.
Not probably.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll pop that up there.
Yeah. But anyways, you can buy them online. They're going to cost more than they are at Disney, but at Disney they're only like $4 or whatever, and you can get them, and I will sign them, and this one will be special.
Okay, so
So we've got 2 prizes. Baby Dragon Con Dragon.
I had to learn that name.
He keeps saying Baby Red Dragon because that is the same mold that we used.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean Baby Red Dragon. I meant Baby Dragon Con Dragon.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes, it's the same mold we used for Baby Red Dragon for the July pin that we do for our anniversary. But I've done one that is, I don't know, I never know what camera, if people can see it.
They sit on both pretty well.
Oh, okay.
If you don't move it around a lot and you keep it still for a bit, it'll focus.
That doesn't sound like something I'd do, but yeah. But he's a cute little guy, and he's the same mold as Baby Red Dragon, but we did him in the official Dragon Con Yellow, Dragon Con Gold, Dragon Con Purple, Dragon Con Light Lilac, or whatever the Pantone is for that. So we did the official Dragon Con colors on him. And he'll be a free one we're giving away at Dragon Con.
Thank you so much, Christy, for Christy Batgirl, our friend from Seattle.
Our friend up in Washington, yeah. But yeah, this little fellow, we'll be giving him away today.
Well, thank you so much, Escapade. Local.
Local to Florida.
I try to remember people.
Yeah. Hey, you did good. But yeah, this little guy, we'll give him away. This is my own one, but I do have another one, hopefully.
Bob Help says, wanted to get a limited print, but they were sold out. I believe
there are more.
There are more coming.
The edition isn't sold out. They probably
just signed a bunch
at the gallery. Yeah.
And she's sending it back. They do an overnight
Basically, there should be 195 of them. I think I've maybe signed 90 of them. They mail them to me here in Florida, and I sign them, and then I mail them back to Disney in California, and then they mail them to either the gallery in California or the one here in Florida. So there's a lot of back and forth.
Basically, yes. Jasmine signed.
So there are more. Don't worry, they're not sold out. They might have been out of them, like if they had 20 of them and somebody bought 20 of them.
Jasmine signs a ton.
There are 195 total, and there are more I have not yet signed. So they are not sold out completely. The edition isn't, but
and they do such a beautiful job of framing them, don't they?
They do. They look just like the original paintings. They use the same frame, and they use that black kind of velvet matting. And
I love it.
That looks really, really pretty.
And if you got that custom frame job,
oh gosh, if you're going to pay for that would cost
pricey.
Like as much as the print does. I mean, yeah.
Hey, Kalira Faye, it looks like you're coming through.
Yay!
Oh, thank you so much, Nucketer. It's good. We haven't seen you lately. Will we see you at Dragon Con or maybe the Festival of the Arts?
Oh yeah.
And if you need a donation next year, just let me know.
Oh, absolutely. I'm always happy to do that.
Karen Kindle says, "Is the cute girl with the elephant going to be a print and/or canvas cutie?"
Definitely, she will be both. I am almost done with that one. That's one I've worked on for the past 2 Twitches that we've done. But I had to start working on the little ninja sketch here. I'll show her off because Dragon Con's coming up, and I want to make sure this one is done in time for Dragon Con. And the elephant one was just kind of for myself and for I'll have them on strangeling.com, etc. But in the meantime, working on these ninjas, and I'm hoping to have the elephant one finished finally in the next few weeks. It might be probably before Dragon Con, but we'll see. See much time actually get in my regular studio here in Florida to paint. Oh, I was going to tell you guys about the other pins though too.
Yes, we have our other giveaways.
Yeah.
Let me go back up.
Okay, because the first one, well, we're doing 2 giveaways the first hour because I wanted to have Madame Leota because a lot of people.
10-sided dice fairy, Jasmine.
Okay, and then that's another one. And 10-sided dice fairy, where is she?
She should be right.
Yeah, I agree. I was wondering if I knocked her off into the ground, maybe. I heard a clinky noise when Sunshine was here trying to steal my snack.
Tofurkey slice?
My tofurkey slice.
Oh, I meant your snack.
Yeah, no, I like tofurkey. I'll name drop them all I want, but I had heard a clinky noise and I thought she might have knocked it on the ground.
Well,
so I don't know. I have another one in the package if you want to show. I could find it. Yeah.
You have the.
But I know they were all here to begin with.
Pen?
I have the third one, yeah, but that's for like the last bit. But I can show that in the meantime if you can grab one from. I will find the other one. I don't. Sunshine might have like slobbered on it, but.
I could pull one out.
If you don't mind pulling one out, yeah. But that's what I was talking about when Sunshine came in. I know cats should not probably eat tofurkey slices. They're like fake lunch meat, but I use them for snacks all the time, and Sunshine usually likes to. She's the only kitty who cares. But okay, so the first prize will be the Madame Leota and the Baby Dragon Con Dragon pin, and then this is a fancy one that's actually destined for Dragon Con. I don't know. You said if I hold it still for long enough, it will do something.
Didn't ask if you'll be doing any painting at DragonCon. Well, one thing we're changing at DragonCon.
Yeah, I can answer that question if you give me a second.
Actually, 3 big.
Can I answer those in a second?
You bet.
Okay. But this is the 10-sided dice fairy, and she will be the one that we will be giving away here on the second hour of our broadcast, and she will also be there at DragonCon as a giveaway. And then we have Kieran and Shamisen is the name of this one. It's based off of my painting called Kieran and Bakiniko. If people don't know what Kieran are, they're a wonderful sort of half giraffe, half dragon. If you've ever gotten like a Kieran beer, like the Japanese beer, it's got a Kieran on it. They're kind of this. They look a lot like dragons, but they're kind of a giraffe.
Smooth taste.
Of the cool dry taste of Asahi? No, that was Asahi. No, sorry.
That's a callback to things you guys don't know.
Yeah, riff tracks all the way. Okay. Anyways, and this one will be the third pin that we're giving away today, and also the third pin that we're giving away at DragonCon. And for a lot of people are like, well, who is Bakiniko? If the same girl's on there and there's Kieran, it's like Kieran is the name of the little dragon giraffe fella, and Shamisen is the name of the instrument. It's kind of like a guitar, but it's only got, I think, 3 or 4 strings. It's a traditional Japanese instrument, and that Geisha and other people who have been classically trained in Japan will play.
Yes, that's one way
we have a little nephew
folks.
Whose name is Fox Kieran, and Kieran is the little guy here.
And what's a Bakiniko?
And the Bakinikos are the magical kitty cat demons that I have in the painting, but they are not on the pin because the pin can only be so big. And this is like one of the most ridiculously detailed pins I think anybody has ever made with enamels ever.
It's a bit crazy.
It took me days to make this, and I'm like, oh, this is a pin I'm giving away for free, but that's okay. People will like it, and I like it. Anyways, yes, DragonCon this year will be different because we are, after 15 years, moving up to the America's Mart. We actually got an exhibitor's booth. We weren't exactly asked to leave the art show. I was approved to be in the art show and everything like that, but we have been getting too much traffic for the Atlanta Fire Marshal to let into the basement area of the Hyatt, and we were causing bottlenecks, and we were blocking our lines were blocking my artist friends who have booths, and we had lines of people like waiting for free pins, and it was kind of rude. Nobody was doing anything bad. It just is a lot of people for a very small corner. A
lot of our fans luckily have been to our Disney events and know about lines.
Yeah,
and you tend to generate lines, so people are getting used to it. It's just getting there at the appropriate time.
Yeah. So DragonCon will be a little bit different this year, but we are in the America's Mart. Previously, I used to, about 10 years ago, I used to paint live at DragonCon, and
it cannot happen anymore.
It can't happen anymore because I cannot paint. You see how my fingers are already covered with paint? I can't paint things, open up pieces of very delicate plastic, and then sign a print and not get paint all over everything. Also, the people who run the convention center don't want me getting paint on things, and paint gets everywhere. I don't know if you guys can see my easel here, but see how it's all different colors? It's like gray and blue and green and all that. This is a brown wood easel. It is a plain easel. It looks like this because they have paint on it, and I use actual acrylic paint, so it's like blobbering Play-Doh all over everything.
Yeah.
So I can't do that in convention centers and honor my side of the I won't mess up your area agreement. So I can't really do that at inside events without getting sued or, paying lots of money. So I can't do that there. But I will be doing so at the Kansas City Renaissance Festival because it's outside.
Yes.
Yeah. So I will be doing that then, which opens the same weekend.
What are some other changes at DragonCon?
Let me think.
Well,
we're in a different building. We're in the America's Mart building, and we've been on a waiting list for years to get up there because instead of having like a 6-foot little area, we get like a 30-foot area up there. So we'll have a lot more room. It is this year too. The same folks, the art director at the art show at DragonCon has stepped down or retired. So now the same folks that are running the art show are running the dealers, exhibitors room too. So they were just like, oh, you can move on up now. Been asking to for a while, but it's on the 3rd floor of the America's Mart building, which I have never actually been to, so I don't know what it's like there. But I hear it's pretty good. So the hours are a little bit different. Do you have the event page up for me, love? Like the Facebook event page?
Pop it up.
Okay. Because I have a lot more information up there.
I had 2 questions about
what's that one?
dates. Well, it's questions I can answer.
Well, can you...
do you know the dates of the Festival of the Arts? I say, and that was from Kelly Sarah, and I said no.
No, it's January
and I asked her if
/
she was going. I actually wrote going, but...
Yeah, January/February. Well, that's all we know about Festival
of the Arts. And then,
yeah.
are you going to the Ren Fair?
Yeah.
From Husky Lover, which I believe she lives up in Iowa.
Oh, okay.
And I said, yes, we'll have designated dates, but we don't know those dates yet.
I don't know the specific dates at the Kansas City Renaissance Festival where I'll be there in person, but I will know them probably within the next 1 to 2 days. So if you look at my events page, we will be updating that shortly.
Jasmine.
Because my sister technically takes care of that. Yeah.
Do you know when the Festival of the Arts starts?
I don't think Disney has released that information yet.
Is it within the first 15 days of January?
It's usually around, I'm trying to think the past few years. It's like partway through January.
I want to see if I can find it on
It might be online. I have not looked since yesterday, and Disney is really on the ball, so they probably post new things all the time. You guys are probably more likely to know before I would.
Parties.
Yeah. What you want to find is the Disney.com one, if you can find it, or events.disney.com.
They may not have posted it.
I don't think they have done, because I think they probably would have emailed me, but I have already signed up, so I will be at the Epcot International Festival.
Well, it definitely says January and February.
I know, I already said that. What's that?
Whether they start before the 15th.
It's usually around the middle part of the month, so I don't know how to answer that. If you ask Disney, they might know. I'm not gonna know. But,
well, let's see what the dates were last year. If I could see that.
You could see it on my events page, Mandy, if you click on past events. Facebook.com/Strangeling/events, and then click on past.
But you weren't always there at the first part. So
the Festival of the Arts link is on there though.
I see. Well, that may not. If I link to it, it may.
Well, I thought you were asking what it was in the past.
Gotcha.
I'm only responding to the stimuli I've been given. But I will definitely be there, and we'll have some new Disney stuff there too. I'm actually waiting for my next 2 or 3 contracts I get from Disney will probably be for the Festival of the Arts, if I was going to guess. I never know for sure until it comes basically in the actual mail, and I know. It's not an exciting part of the painting, really. I was hoping to get more of the sketching done before you guys started watching, because I know sometimes it doesn't look very good, and I'm kind of at a weird angle. If I put the camera right in front of me, it blocks where I can see, because if the camera can see it, then I can't see it. But you can see this is Toshiko, who is a stone/earth ninja. All 6 of the Ninja Dragonlings are kind of elemental themed. So there's like earth, stone, there's fire, there's water, there's lightning, there's fog, mist, and there's ice. And Taki, who I've painted before, do we have? Oh shoot, it's over there. I'll grab it real quick.
What you need?
I have a printout of Taki when I did her actual portrait for the faces of areas. Right.
Okay, I'm still looking for the link here.
You don't have to. Probably Google it and find it faster. Anyways. Here's the Faces of Fairy version I did when I was painting Taki's portrait. She is the ice ninja, so I'm going to paint some like ice crystals and cold, snowy things around her. And there she is, Taki. I painted her with a couple dragons, but she was a figurine design that we did with the Hamilton collection. Here's the statue of her. That she was actually designed to be a statue, and now I'm doing the final
January 18th. So I don't know.
So last year was 18th. That's what I mean. I think it depends more. Was that a Friday?
Know. I don't know if it was a Friday.
Okay. I think
it was. Check.
I think it was.
Let me look at the calendar.
Not to rain man it or anything, but I think it was a Friday.
January 18th was a Friday. Yeah.
Yes. I am so good at numbers. But here's Taki, and she is the figurine that. What's up, babe?
It's logical that it would be a Friday.
Well, I don't know. The year before that, they started on a Wednesday. So
have you ever tried being in Norway, Jasmine?
Have I what?
Ever tried being in Norway?
Like visiting Norway?
Yeah.
Like the country?
To travel, yeah.
I have never been to Norway in person, no. I'd like to. Trondheim looks lovely. I have a friend who just visited through Norway, and it looks very fun, and I'd like to go there. Yeah. I was gonna say I've been to Norway and Epcot. That probably doesn't count.
I've talked to Norwegian.
I have some Norwegian family.
I've been to Norway at Epcot.
I like the song and the book Norwegian Wood. But anyways, here's Taki. So she is the character that will be in the front, and she was designed as a figurine first, and then I did a little portrait of her, and now I'm going to paint her in full scale.
Okay.
I'm basically looking at my little sculptures and using them for models while I've been sketching this for the past hour or so. Yeah.
If this is a question from Shaylee, if you and Jasmine were these ninjas, what elements would you be? Mine, I don't even have to think about.
Which one would you be?
Fire.
Really?
Yeah, I'm even a fire sign, so.
No, you're Sagittarius. I guess I'd be.
I'm the Sagittarius. There's only one.
Huh? Yeah. I mean, as far as the signs go?
Yes.
Yeah. I guess I'd be... Gemini's an air sign, but I would say water if I was going to pick one.
Water's cool.
Jasmine's
a mermaid.
But
together we make steam.
Huh?
Together we make steam.
Yeah. Well, that would be my other fairy that was from the Ninja Dragonlings II. That was mist/fog. And that was one of the elements. But,
I like that one.
But anyways, here's Taki, and she is ice, and here's Toshiko, and she is stone/earth. They kind of combined them. It's like, well, I want to have earth, but how do you really, like, fight somebody with earth? You're going to throw mud at them? And it's like, no, stone is, or the earth's made of stone. You got rocks, and both her hands and the statue that we did have, I don't know if you can even say this, she's got, like, almost like little bowling balls. Oh, upskirt here, but they do have little panties on.
She would be really good at rock fight.
Yeah, she would be very good at rock fight.
I think she invented rock fight.
I think she invented it and beat her master. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, these are them, and I had them in the backyard earlier today, and I took pictures of them, and I posted them in different ways, and it's kind of fun having them as figurines first, because then I've got little models for me. So that's what I'm looking at when I'm drawing these. And then I'm also looking at the more realistic portraits I've done in the past, again for the Faces of Fairy series. In a way, the ninjas are kind of easier to paint because they have big, lovely eyes like a lot of my characters do, but they got to cover up their nose mouth, so I don't have to worry about painting their nose mouth. So just eyes and eyes and eyes, and that's kind of fun.
Their nose mouth.
Yeah, you know, it's like kitty cats. They got a nose mouth.
It
right?
sounds like a nose with a mouth.
Yeah, it's where you breathe and smell and eat.
Okay,
Sunshine's on the refrigerator.
Why does she do that one more?
I don't know. Can you ask her where my 10-sided dice fairy is? Sunshine? Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I bet the turtles.
Here's the first Ninja Dragonlings painting I did. That was also for DragonCon. And here is the second one. You can find these up on my website. The original paintings are long since sold, so are the limited editions. And the statues are already all sold too. They were
yes, and as usual, Maddie will hurriedly, after Jasmine creates this painting, make prints and canvas prints even, amazingly.
DragonCon.
That's a level of service that is kind of insane.
Yeah, we're clinically insane, but
and I'll have them ready.
Yeah, we'll have them at DragonCon, and we'll have them at Strangeling.com also for people who are.
Let's have them at DragonCon first.
What's that?
Should we have them at DragonCon?
We always debut them at DragonCon.
That would be cool.
Always. Well, to be fair,
hey,
the
Karen,
first
how's
couple.
It going?
Oh, hi, Karen. But yeah, the first ones we did were actually for the key cards. Remember at the Hyatt?
I could not forget that.
Ah, that was so cool.
That was the first time I think at DragonCon it was like, okay, I'm drowning a bit.
That's when they didn't start asking us to get a bigger space, but yeah, that was 4 years ago.
And I was trying to meet with friends, and it was just like I barely got a chance. That was just insane.
That was crazy. But yeah, now that we're gonna have like a larger area, it's literally almost 6 times as big. So I think that will make it easier for the lines, and it will be open.
For those of you who came to MegaCon, the setup will be very
similar to MegaCon, or like at Planet Comic Con, that sort of convention setup, as opposed to having a little booth in the corner in the basement. So. Sunshine, what are you even doing on top of the refrigerator? I don't know if you guys can hear it. It sounds like she's scratching around as if she were in a litter box.
Cheshire says hello.
Hello. Good to see you. Or to hear from you.
Wait, you guys don't have a magical... you guys don't have magical fairy dust? I do, but we use that for different things.
That sounds leading in a way that I don't want to get into.
We do, but we don't use that. We don't use that to help us work.
No, none of that.
We use that for dreaming.
I don't know what Matt's actually talking about, but I think he's trying to sound more mysterious than he is.
Well,
Sunshine, stop it!
In the Disney film Peter Pan, it makes you fly.
That's pixie dust, honey.
Oh, well, that's what they mean.
I'm sorry to be didactic. At any rate, I'm going to put a lot of focus onto the eyes of the characters in these, because part of the reason is because their nose mouths, and that is a term, I think it is now, are covered up by a piece of fabric. So if I want them to look like my traditional characters, I want to make sure I put a lot of detail into the eyes. I should move this a little bit closer over.
Right, since you don't have the nose mouth.
Yeah.
A extra close question to the
eyes. Better if I turn off that light. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's kind of funny too, like on their faces, I do always kind of put a line in for the nose, a line for the mouth. So since they do have the equivalent of, almost like a surgical mask on at the time because they're proper ninjas, I want to put a little bit of shadow where their nose would be and where their mouth would be too, because it's going to be wrapped around the front part of their mouth. So I do make those lines kind of early on. Usually I would try to get more work done on a painting before I started broadcasting live, but this has been a very confusing
Helen says hello.
Oh, hey, Helen. Helen in England?
Mm-hmm. Our friend Helen. And Kieran got some new glasses.
Oh, excellent. Funny, I had my glasses in Kansas City that I had were ones I had back when I was in school. So they were 20 odd years off from the prescription. They were so wrong, but I still use them when I'm in Kansas City. Otherwise, if I take them on the plane, they tend to get lost. When we were coming back from Paris, our suitcase got lost. Remember, Manny?
Okay. Well, I can explain this if you like.
I fly an average of once every 8 days.
So,
to put in perspective
I had a plan.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that you might not know is that we had while we were out of town, and it was so smart, we had some work done on our home.
Yeah, my studio here in Celebration, we had construction workers in here doing stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So the goal was for me to come back and have a week.
Yeah.
And set it up all perfect for Jasmine and everything.
Ah.
But on our way back from Paris, our luggage decided to go to Chengdu.
Guangzhou. Yeah, in China. Yeah, Guangzhou in China.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I apologize.
Chengdu's where our friends live.
Who?
I'm not going to say their names on the internet, baby.
I apologize.
Yeah,
so, it was Guangzhou?
People. No, Guangzhou.
Guangzhou?
Guangzhou. Guangzhou.
Okay. Anyway, I went to China.
Yeah, I went to China, which has nothing to do with Paris or Florida or Kansas City, or our layover was in Minneapolis, St. Paul, MSP, and it had nothing to do with that.
It delayed me and my work and all the
everybody's orders that they were waiting on.
3 days.
3 days it took them. Yeah.
So and then Matt I had to come back and drive here.
Yeah. So Matt couldn't even leave because we had a lot of important stuff. I mean, like my iPad and our Matt's blood pressure medicine. All these things were in our suitcase. My glasses, my shoes, my only pair of shoes I had other than what I was wearing.
It was awful.
It was terrible. Yeah. And that's the only time that's ever really happened to me for any length of time. And I do fly a lot, so that's probably good that if you fly once a week roughly, that one time out of 40 years that your suitcase gets lost, that's not bad. But it was frustrating because we had to delay Matt's drive from Kansas to Florida.
It happened twice to us this year, actually.
What's that, baby?
It's happened twice to us this year.
Yeah, but that's the only time it's happened with any length of time. The other one was within 24 hours. Wasn't it?
It took 2 days also.
It was within 24 hours.
Yeah, and they brought it at like 3:15 in the morning, and I woke up at the door and I got it.
Yeah.
I talked to the guy for a while. It was weird.
Yeah. But at any rate, so it doesn't happen very often, but it happened at a time that was very inopportune, as timely things tend to do.
Tammy says her brother took the wrong suitcase home once.
Oh no!
It was full of stolen hotel towels.
Holy cow!
But what she's not saying is her brother's suitcase, which the other guy took, had a bunch of stolen shampoo. So, it works out.
And the little hand washer things and the conditioners. You know what I always take, and they're meant for you to take, so I'm not stealing anything, is like the little tiny sewing kits. If you are at super nice hotels or if you're in hotels in Asia, a lot of the times, like in Japan or Vietnam, China, etc., they usually give you a little tiny sewing kit, like by the shampoo and conditioner.
They will not miss it.
And no, it's meant there. It says, please take. It says complimentary on it, written in English. I have one upstairs from Vietnam. Anyways, I used it yesterday with my outfit that needed to be sewn a little bit. But they are wonderful, and they usually come with like half a dozen different colors of thread, little needle, little, safety pins, and stuff that one would need when traveling. And those are one of the best things you can get at a hotel if you're wanting freebies.
So, I was on the phone with these guys and packing my stuff, and it was just a big time burglar.
I know. I almost, I don't usually take advantage of the fact I have a lot of internet friends, but I thought about saying, hey, everybody who's waiting for their baby red dragon pins, why don't we all email Delta and ask them where our package is? I'm sorry, not Delta. I don't want to use the D word.
It rhymes with
Melta. Yeah. Anyways, that's what it was them, and actually it was both times, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
But what do?
The people who worked there were really nice.
Delta. Yeah.
I was gonna say, and then 3 days later, I had to fly to California. I'm like, oh my god, the only flight is Delta. Also Delta, and they haven't even gotten our stuff back. And
they did a perfect job, except for we got one of those notes in our bag that said, hey, we've just fondled through all your clothes.
We just looked at all your dirty under things. Here's a note saying we did.
It's awful. Is the scanner thingy not good?
Hey, I think it's amazing that people can fly, so I'm still getting over that. I don't ever have that many complaints.
Yeah, it's such a wonderful, comfortable experience.
No, but it's an amazing experience. It's something like 100 years ago, if you're going to explain to somebody, you'd think it was magic, and you can do that, and that's pretty cool.
True.
Yeah. We can fly. Yeah, she needs some eyebrows. Sorry, a lot of this I haven't really drawn in yet, but I've got my little models, which are my little statues that I did 10 years ago, these little guys, and I'm finally getting around to painting their official portraits. So, which is kind of sad. I don't want people to be trying to buy these online, because if you try to buy them now, they're going to be on eBay and they'll be $1 million. But there were 6 of these girls, and all of them I have painted their portraits, except for these final 2, and that's what I'm painting right now. Here is the first one with fire and water were the 2 elements. The second one was lightning and then mist. And then this one will be stone/earth, and that'll be her at the top. I don't know. I've moved her leg 3 times when I've been drawing her. I know it looks like I'm playing with toys, but I promise you, I was totally not in my backyard playing with them an hour ago. Yeah.
So Bob's chemist.
Yeah.
Says, any hints on when/if, and I could say it's going to be a when, not a if.
Oh,
you guys will do another Metal Mini portrait set.
Oh yeah.
And are you going to have any sort of? Are you going to choose the images? Or are you going to have a poll? What goes on?
I've chosen some of the ones for this next series, but the one following that, I might do let people vote on it because
I know that people in the pin group have this would be cool.
Yeah, because a lot of them are going to be Faces of Fairy because they're square. They don't have to be Faces of Fairy. I just want it to be a square.
Right.
But in a lot of them, I thought about even. I've got scans of some of my tiny treasures I've done. Like the originals that I don't even have prints of usually. I thought some of those have been instrumental into turning into paintings that I've done since then, and those might be kind of fun. And I've got scans of all of them that I think would be suitable. But the next group I'm hoping to have in sometime in September, and I want it to be Halloween themed. Because in the past, often when I have done Halloween themed pins, it's been like super close to Halloween. So if you got it in the mail, you could like wear it for one day if you're like going to work and you have Halloween stuff. But I am wanting to do a set of 4 that, and I've already picked the designs, but they are based off of some of my Halloween Faces of Fairy that I've done. And that will be the next group, and we will attend to that at some point after DragonCon, so hopefully in the early/mid part of September. I will be working on, or we will start offering this for sale, because I've already done the artwork for them, and I will let you guys know. Of course, if you are we've thought about trying to bump them up from, we did 250 of them for limited edition, and we had more people wanting to buy them than
we need to we need to talk to the folks.
The next one will also be 250. After that, we might try to increase the number of them because more people wanted to buy them than we had available.
Well, the thing is,
over the course of like a few minutes. It's not like it was over the course of a year and a half.
That was also in July.
That was also in July.
Why
Oh
did you
my
do
God,
that,
that was only
Jasmine?
last month, Maddie. What
I was
have
so
I
scared.
done? I'm sorry, I painted all these paintings, but yeah. At any rate, so the next one will be also a limited edition of 250 for the square, the metal pens, and those will be out sometime in September. As far as the specific day and time, since it is such a protected sort of like, oh my God, I want to make sure I can get all of them sort of thing, I will be telling my Patreon people first. So if you're a patron, that's part of your perks, is you get to find out what time to set your, telephone alarm to wake you up at 4 o'clock in the morning or something when you are going to be able to purchase them. So I will do that. And in the future, though, we might try to maybe bump it up. I thought about doing 300 or maybe 350. If it gets more than that, it's literally more than me and Maddie have time to like put on the cards and put in packages and get to the post office within a reasonable amount of time. Also, I have to buy them. It's not a company doing this on my behalf, so it's like me with my little debit card actually buying everything. And I say my little debit card because most of my money goes into my business. It doesn't go to me. Eventually that might change, but in the meantime, it's me having to buy them all and just resell them. So anything more than like 200 or 300 gets kind of crazy.
Shadow Dancers subscribe for 15 months in a row.
Hey,
all the months.
Nice. That's a lot of months. That is lovely.
Sorry for the cough, guys.
Oh.
Is
it the cashew baby?
It was,
is
I
it
promise.
tree nuts? Okay. But this one here, Taki, she is the one I'm working on. I'll show you guys here. This is the painting I did, the portrait of her, I actually did 7 years ago, the actual portrait, and that's Taki. So I'm using kind of the same pose on her because I kind of painted the portrait of her with the intention of doing a larger painting of her. And of course, she turned it into a little limited edition figurine. I only have one of each of these, and these are mine, so I ain't selling these. You can maybe buy them on eBay or Amazon, but they are probably long since sold out. They were super popular.
I think finding them is a bit rare.
It is very rare. There were not many made, and they all have a numbered certificate with them, so they were a limited edition from the Bradford Exchange. But this is her, and now I'm doing artwork of her, so you can buy her as a proper print. The original painting will be available at DragonCon, but I think Matt said we have had multiple people already trying to buy the original painting that we have started putting on the first dibs list on Patreon, and so technically the painting's already sold even though it's not done yet, if that makes sense. But we'll have prints and canvases.
Because it's highly anticipated.
Yeah, and it's a third in an addition to, or in a series, because I did the first one and the second one. This is the third one. There were 6 characters, so I did 2 per painting. And it will be at DragonCon. If you are interested in the original painting, we always take backups. I think we have 3 backup collectors already, or 5 or something. But if you are interested, still email us. You can put the email address on there, jasminetoad@aol.com. The original will be framed. It'll be hanging at DragonCon, but you don't have to be there in person to buy it because we're running our own thing this year. And I think, I forget if it's $5,400 or $5,800 for the original. We'll have prints starting at like at DragonCon starting at $3 for like little tiny prints. So there'll be something for everybody. Right now I'm using Titan Buff. I'm adding the highlights on things just for my own reference because right now it looks like a big smudgy gray mess. I should keep showing this so you guys can see it. I don't know how well this shows up on the TV or not, but it kind of probably looks like they've got silly noses and mouths, but that's because that's for my reference to make them look like they've got a kerchief over their nose mouth, which is now officially a term. And that's showing me where the shadows, if they're going to have a piece of fabric wrapped around them. For example, like in the figurine designs, if you can see her little nose mouth, does that show up on the TV, babe? Can you tell?
I'm sorry, I'm selling a canvas print.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Shadow Dancer, our friend. We can name her.
Oh,
she wants one.
Oh, okay. We'll get one now.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to email myself actually,
the masterpieces.
and then I'll email her later to say, hey.
Oh, okay, definitely make a note to yourself. But if I was asking if on the camera, can you tell?
Oh, give me a second.
That's fine.
Go back to the camera. Okay.
Can you tell about how like the bottom part of her face is kind of covered with fabric?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You can tell that.
A little white face.
Yeah, or in hers, Toshiko is kind of better because it's gray. So it's basically you see their eyes and the top part of the cheekbones and the bottom part's gonna be covered up, just like in the other paintings. Because if you're a ninja, you don't want to like sneeze on somebody. I guess I don't know. Yeah. So all about the eyes on these, and this will be the third of the series, and it will kind of round it out that I'm having this at DragonCon. But yeah, if you're interested in the original painting or the masterpiece editions, the big canvases we do, I think those will mostly be sold out too, I guess.
Yeah, I think that,
but always email us in case you are interested, in case somebody falls through, or it's like, oh, my car got in an accident, my mom had to go to the hospital, or anything can happen. It's going to be over the course of the next couple weeks.
People's mothers go to hospitals.
Well, actually they do.
They do, yes.
Yeah, that sounds kind of callous, but yeah, no, it's true. Or cars get in accidents a lot, don't they, Maddie? You know?
Totally.
Yeah.
Especially around here, it's crazy.
Well, in Kansas City, we had to take our car out to the dealership or the car place to get it fixed while we were in Kansas City. It seemed like that one couple of weeks when Mercury was in retrograde, we had so many dumb things happen with our car, with our computers, with our printers, every single thing. What's that?
You get through it.
Yeah, we did. I mean, you're all right.
Yeah, it was a horrible radiator.
Yeah, radiators ain't cheap either.
And it wasn't the hose.
What's that, baby?
And it wasn't the hose. The hose is easy to fix.
Oh, the radiator hose. Yeah, well, yeah, I could fix that. I know how that works. Sunshine, what are you doing? You hear that? Can the people on the internet hear that?
Can you hear a cat scratching something?
Does it sound like a cat in a litter box, except she's on top of somebody's refrigerator? That doesn't even make sense.
It's like ASMR.
I don't know. I think it's the
cat.
opposite of ASMR because it's things you hear that make you feel very uncomfortable.
I don't even remember what that stands for.
Don't worry about it, babe.
Yeah, I'm good.
You're fine. You got sunshine.
I got sunshine in my pocket.
Yeah, sunshine on your shoulder makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
You're happy? Feeling glad? You got sunshine in a bag? A lot of songs about sunshine.
That's
my only
in
sunshine.
the bag.
My only sunshine. It makes me happy.
Lots of sunshine songs.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. There are a lot of songs. There's Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Even a Pink Floyd.
Yes. Well, that's kind of what she's named after in The Flash, the Pink Floyd song.
People
remember we
realize
found
that,
her.
But yes, that's true.
Well, we thought she looked more like Roger Waters than any other cat we'd ever seen,
Yes,
and we had just come back from
like
a Roger Waters.
And the funny thing is, we thought that independently.
Yes, and we had come back from a Roger Waters concert
why does
in
our
Philadelphia.
cat look like Roger Waters?
We were like, why does this cat look like Roger Waters? And I don't mean that in a bad way, Mr. Roger Waters. If you're watching, you're one of my favorite people in the world. But yeah, got some strange ideas about some things, but you're a very talented fellow. But yeah, that's in the flesh, with or without a question mark. That is kind of why sunshine.
As long as you're not walking on sunshine. That's a joke when I step
walking on sunshine. Yes, we that does come up. Every morning, actually, when I'm on the stairs, she's gonna kill me eventually. I'm gonna end up breaking my neck, falling down the stairs, stepping on my cats because they try to kill me every morning.
Jasmine,
yeah.
What's a September pin going to be?
Oh, you know what? I don't know if I've showed that one yet. I have her. She's done. She is the sister of Pink Lightning. Her name is Turquoise Lightning. Can you see that one? This is the September pin of the month.
September pin? Are you sure?
I think, or is that August?
That's August.
Oh, that's August. Oh, do we not have? I don't even know
what's
what
going
month
on
it is.
now.
Okay, there's this is the current pin of the month. Yeah. But yes, the September pin of the month is actually Halloween night, which is going to be coming out in September. Again, I'm trying to plan September for prior to October time. So it is a Halloween sort of
So then you could wear it all
So
Halloween.
you could have it in time for Halloween. Because again, last 2 years, it's like my Halloween ones came out right around Halloween. And that's kind of like, oh, I can wear it for one day. Otherwise, it looks like I'm old news. So Halloween night is an early painting of mine. It's got a big, happy, like smiley jack-o'-lantern, not a scary one. But I'm doing glow in the dark on the eyes and the nose mouth of the jack-o'-lantern. And there's a little witch girl that's hugging the jack-o'-lantern.
Right,
So if you look at my website, Halloween night. Yeah, we've got 2 things. Okay, first one is Madame Leota.
There's a question here.
Halloween.
Why the smudging of the paint?
Why is the what?
Somebody asked why the smudging of the paint.
Oh, so it looks soft.
I'd say
a lot of my
blended.
paintings are kind of finger painted because that makes it kind of blend into the background. So if I put a bit of purple like that, it looks
This is for Madame Leota.
Madame Leota, and I will autograph her.
Christy Batgirl.
Christy Batgirl. We were just talking about her from Washington. We've seen her there before.
And the
Official
second one
Walt
is
Disney merchandise.
Lady Luck 696869.
That's a lot of numbers there, and that is for the baby
she's not
dragon.
following, but give us a follow, Lucky Lady, and easier to keep track of.
She's apparently lucky if she won.
So I'm gonna put the instructions
and
in
that
for
is
these
for
folk.
my little Dragon Con dragon baby here. He's so cute. So we have 2 prizes for the first one, but yeah,
Christy Batgirl.
Christy Batgirl, and then Lucky Lady. We might have met Lucky Lady too, but we don't. I don't know.
We're not.
Sometimes I don't know people's names. They're like the same name. Like sometimes I'm Strangeling, sometimes I'm Jasmine Toad. Sometimes people use like 8 different names. So. But yeah, often when I paint, I put a bit of paint down and I use my fingers to kind of smudge it around. That kind of gives it a more visceral sort, especially on flesh tones, since it's your hands are made out of flesh. You kind of smudge them around, and that kind of makes it look more natural, makes it look more 3-dimensional, as opposed to seeing every individual brush stroke. Since I use the golden fluid acrylics, they are very, very thin usually, and I thin them even more so. I've got like a bucket of water. I don't know if you can see it, but I've got like a let me see it. Wichita Zoo, 1988. I got a cup here of water, and I just kind of smudge the paint around, and it gives it a more natural look. And it helps give the illusion of blending, even though the paints dry very quickly. And I often have my hair dryer if I need to, and I'll hair dryer them and everything, and they'll dry, and I'll put another layer dry on top of that. Acrylics dry very fast either way, so I put one layer on top of another instead of ever trying to blend on the canvas the way that a person would do so with oils. Oils will stay wet for like days, and you can, oh, that's blue, I'll put some green on it and it'll turn aqua. You can't really do that with acrylics. You gotta kind of smudge it around on top. Well, I'm going to, speaking of smudging, I've got a bunch of gray stuff on my fingers, and I'm going to be starting to add color other than gray, so I don't want a bunch of gray stuff when I am adding some really highlights of color. I'm going to talk about our visit to Halong Bay and how I'm using some of the pictures I took in the background, and I will be back in a minute or two, and Matt will entertain you with his antics.
Okay, I'll try. I have nothing prepared.
That's okay.
Does Jasmine have a preview of the Casey Ren Fair pin?
Oh,
You got one? A preview of it? Alan and Autumn. Sure, yeah, I can pop that up. Sure. It's a cute one. Here. That's a big crazy link. Would Jasmine ever paint the star signs? She already has. They're older. She has not painted them for a while. I don't even think that they're on our website. No. But yeah, she did paint them a long time ago. It's quite a task, though. She has to paint 12 paintings. So, what did you think of the movie last night? I loved it. It was fantastic. It was, if you are a Tarantino fan, then you would like it. That root in the door was crazy. I'm not sure what you mean by that. You get the jungle cleared. Did you eat the banana? Oh, are you talking about our backyard? Yeah, yeah, we have, it's insane. No, I didn't eat any bananas. Just sat down with my dinner to watch you guys paint and chattering. Chattering, a word? Chittering? A cross between chatting and chittering. Maybe that's what we do. I'll take some cashews. What movie did we see last night? People knew we saw a movie last night. I don't know how they knew it, but maybe But at any rate, yeah, we saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I can't go into it too much because this is family friendly and it's a Tarantino movie, and his movies are not family friendly. So, but we had a great time. It was a fantastic movie.
I saw Rio upstairs and she was on the bed.
Might be the best movie I saw all year.
She was on the bed under the comforter, like how Gamera would do. Like Rio was.
Yep, Leonardo DiCaprio was in it, and Brad Pitt.
Oh, I was gonna try to find that.
And Luke Perry.
Oh, that's sad, yeah. I'm gonna try to find it real quick.
Under that drawer.
Yeah. I knew it was here.
Huh. We'll find it.
Yeah, I'll find it. Yeah. Anyway, just let you guys know that it's kind of a rare thing to have a Dragon Con pin, and like it's somewhere here about my person, and I don't know where it is.
I would say before you see it, it's not a spoiler, but it might be a good idea to just really quickly refresh yourself on the Manson murders.
Oh.
Oh.
That's true, yeah.
Other than that...
But also remember, it's a comedy. I think a lot of people went into it.
It's a comedy, it's not a horror film.
Comedy.
It's a comedy, drama, and also action film. So it's pretty silly. Bob's Chemist says, we've been working on some abstract acrylics, and I'd hope you'd help solve a disagreement.
Oh, what's that then? That sounds
How
fun.
did you decide on how much to varnish to finish your paintings with? I think a lot looks better.
I use a lot of varnish, but I put a lot of thin coats. I actually did, I don't know if you saw it, it was a one of our Twitch broadcasts where I did a varnishing of a painting, and I think I maybe did 12 or 15 coats of varnish on it. I use a damp rag and I put very thin acrylic varnish on it, and I basically keep doing it and then hair dry it, do it until hair dry it. I work on wood, so it's a solid surface, it's not like canvas. I do it until I can't see any sort of discrepancy in between the brush strokes.
My opinion,
so it makes
personally,
it like a smooth, glassy surface.
When I'm in a museum
Yeah.
and I see a portrait, I prefer a higher gloss. When it's not necessarily a portrait, it doesn't matter as much. But I'll always prefer a nice varnish.
I think it depends, again, what sort of painting it is. If it is oils...
If it's a still life, I very much need a high gloss.
Well, I like with oils, I like usually less varnish, maybe 1 or 2 coats, because I like to see a lot of the brushwork or the impasto that's on it. But with acrylics, with what I'm going for, and that's why I'm kind of smudging things, I like to be able to touch my painting and not even feel any bumps. So I kind of, on my own artwork, will keep varnishing until if I were to put my hand down, I can't. If it was Braille, I wouldn't read anything. It'd be a blank slate. But with other artwork, because I collect a lot of artwork, and when it's oil paintings or something that has a lot of impasto in it, I like to see the bumps on it. So that's probably me being a hypocrite. So I mean, if you see a Van Gogh painting, like at the Musée d'Orsay, you like to see all the dead grasshoppers all stuck in it and stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, you like to see all the bumps and griggles and all that. I don't know. It's very much up to the individual person, but collectors have different ideas about things sometimes. Sometimes people are like, well, why don't you try to make things more bumpy? Use acrylics. And I'm like, yeah, I don't use like the toothpaste tube acrylics. Although I do sometimes, but most of the time I use fluid acrylics, which are very, very, very smooth.
I think that the tighter the painting, the better a high gloss looks on it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If it's a looser painting, and especially with oils, if it's a loose painting and there's a lot of brushwork.
Paintings that, I mean, are all over the board.
What's that? I didn't.
You can have loose paintings that are all over the board.
Oh, sure, yeah, all sorts of media.
And that's
and some media doesn't require varnishing. If you're doing something like pastels or watercolors, you don't want to put varnish on that. You know, you want to, if it's on paper or on some sort of rag or whatever, you don't want to have varnish on that.
Cheshire says it was an honor to meet myself and yourself.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming to see us too.
Well, thank you. I hope that I was helpful in assisting you in putting back prints or whatever I do there.
Aw. This is a good example here. I'm just using a little bit of the same color I've been using to draw the characters in. I'm using it to shade underneath to kind of remind myself when I'm starting to do more dynamic lighting in this painting that this part's going to be super dark, but I want it to look soft. I don't want it to look like there's a big black mark across her chin there. But I want people to know that underneath that sort of surgical mask, sort of ninja mask thing, that she has a nose and has a mouth. It's not like she's only eyes and a weird blank thing underneath.
Oh, like she pulls it down and it's all scary.
And yeah, that would be kind of creepy. So
nothing.
I'm just kind of putting some darker colors. It's not super dark. It is Payne's Gray mixed with raw umber. That's what I'm drawing. The little bits of shadows in. And I'll show this closer to the camera too in a second. Also too, since this is kind of, I don't do a whole lot of more action sort of paintings. I don't always have a very dynamic sort of composition because I tend to do portrait style pieces. But these little ninjas, I want to make sure that's like, oh, her arm is going out really far. So I want to make sure that when it's under her chin, for example, that it doesn't look like she's got a weird arm growing out of her chin. That would just be kind of creepy. I want it to be kind of like in the portrait here where it looks like her fingers are coming towards you, which is helpful because I have the little figurine and I can use it as a maquette kind of, and she's got her little hand and I can show it at different angles and I can use her to model for me, which is the helpful thing sometimes about being a figurine designer as well as a painter. It's like I've got these little models that look like my characters that are available at any time. Over 1,000 of them now I think I've done as far as statues go.
Oh man.
Maybe over 2,000. There are a lot of statues. Somebody asked me if I had a list of all the statues I've done. I'm like, no, I do not.
If they were water, we could fill a pool.
Yeah. Or somebody asked me if I had a catalog that had all my prints in it. I don't even know how to answer that. You know, Maddie?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, there have been some times that I've kept an open catalog of over 5,000 prints at one time that I had available. So there is no way I don't think anybody could have all of them. I certainly don't. I always recommend people pick your favorite. Huh?
Someone says you should try and put lists together.
That sounds like something I'd do if I had that sort of time. Like, let's...
Get on that list, Jasmine. What's up? What's up with you on that list?
I don't know, man.
Get on that list.
I have...
Are you writing a list right now?
I am... Well...
You better be.
I have the...
You better be writing it with your feet or something.
I can write with
I need lists.
Do you not think I can write with my feet? Because I can.
I don't want to see.
Okay. That's probably a whole nother channel up here on Twitch.
Ew.
I'm sorry.
Taryn.
Hey!
Yes, we
Try to draw their
wear,
hands a bit
we
better.
wear mittens on our feet and socks on our hands. We're mad, I tell you,
we are
mad.
mad. Everyone's mad here. Try to draw their arms and hands a bit better. When I started this, I was still using my pencil. I think when you started watching it, I have some weird lines that are kind of on the legs and arms and aren't necessarily going in the places I want them to do. So right now when I'm using the paint, again, it's a mixture of raw umber and Payne's Gray. I'm going to try to outline the areas where I actually want their arms and their legs to be at. I do want to exaggerate things a little bit too, though, since they are, you know, little ninja dragon fairies. It's not quite an anime level of exaggeration if you're talking stylistically. I want them to look like they could exist in the same three-dimensional world that we all live in. But I want them to have kind of exaggerated arms and legs as if they were to, if they're going to be lobbing like big stones at people, that they could really do that if they wanted to do. I want to look like there's bones and muscles under their arms and not just spaghetti.
Spaghetti?
Mm-hmm. Well, if you think about things like, probably from a Disney standpoint, if you think about early things like Steamboat Willie or Plain Crazy, and they've got the kind of arms and legs that are kind of like black spaghetti and they can go out forever. And you don't think there's bones or muscles or anything under that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With my characters, I like to think that there is actually a skeleton in there and there's something making their arm move. Their arm is moving. And I try to give a little bit of indication.
Oh, Angel Girl has to leave. She needs to finish her term paper.
Oh.
It's due at midnight. What kind of school is that?
Wow. Probably an online school or maybe a school outside their
Midnight.
own time zone because, yeah. Midnight, man.
Bust. Is it Snape?
And so is
Is
it
it potions
vampire
class?
based or what is it? Sounds like a fun school.
Term paper on Patronuses. Potions.
Oh,
Have fun and I'll be back if I get done in time.
okay.
You'll never get done in time. You have Snape as a teacher.
Lucky you. It was so sad when Alan Rickman died. I did not see that coming.
Yeah, that is sad.
I always thought he'd be an actor who'd be around well into his 70s and 80s. And it's sad.
Yeah, he has a... kind of does have an air of immortality.
I
about
know. He's ageless in the best way of the way you could say ageless. Build her face out a little bit more. That's one of the funny things if you are painting somebody that is wearing a mask or, again, has kind of a face mask on, or let's say it's a Mardi Gras mask, you have to think about where their facial dimensions are beyond that. Because otherwise you get in danger of making their head way too big or their mouth is way too big for their eyes, or if you're trying to keep it stylistically consistent. Or with her, it's like I started drawing her head up there. It's like, oh, her head is bigger than her head and she's technically in front of her. And then I just, bring out my little characters that I've made and I look at them and use them as if they were models I've hired. And so hopefully I'm keeping it consistent with the other two in the series.
Yes, Professor Snape was a very cool potions master.
Yeah.
I don't know of a better one. Potions are neat
Well,
because it's like, I don't have the energy to cast a spell. Oh, I'll just take a swig of this and suddenly potions.
Yeah. I always think of that as being the equivalent of something like earth sciences or chemistry that you would take, in high school. That sounds so much more fun.
Well, Helen said she did not like Fantastic Beasts. But she
I
doesn't
only saw
understand
the
it or
first
Harry
one.
Potter.
What's that?
She says she doesn't understand it or Harry Potter.
Oh, well, if you don't like, if you're not really into Harry Potter, you probably wouldn't like Fantastic Beasts.
Well,
It's
yeah,
kind of like a
grown-up American-ish version. They don't have Muggles. They have no mages,
Oh, yeah.
which made me feel better because
How did it?
because
Because
Brits tend to give these cute, goofy names of things, and Americans are more blunt with their language, like no mage. That obviously means no magic. Versus a Muggle. A Muggle sounds more fun.
Muggle does sound more fun.
Yeah, but
I actually like the word
Americans are a
Muggle. Muggle for meaning an outsider for anything that somebody is already privy to.
Certainly, and that's
Yeah.
I think that's been
Yeah.
the culture of today.
Like with geocaching, if you're out geocaching in the middle of the woods, you're like, oh, if any Muggles come by, just
That's not
pretend
even a
you're like
newbie.
looking
It's like
at.
they don't know anything.
Yeah, it's somebody who's outside your sphere of reference, and I think that's a good word. Was that a word before J.K. Rowling used it for something?
No.
Okay, well that in itself is a wonderful OED sort of thing.
There
to
were the
throw
Buggles,
in,
though.
Huh?
There were the Buggles, though. Video killed the radio star.
Oh, yeah, that was
The first
video ever played on MTV.
On MTV. I'm interested in the painting with the badger. I saw it scrolling. Do you know the name of it?
I think it's actually called. Did I call it The Wind in the Willows? It was for a show that was about children's books, right? And I got Kenneth Graham.
Well, they're it could be either. They might be confusing with Slithy Toves or one of the ones.
Oh, or Slithy Toves, yeah.
I didn't look.
Well, Slithy Toves are supposed to be, according to Lewis Carroll, halfway between a badger and a corkscrew. So that was a fun one to paint. But it could be the Wind in the Willows, which was for
Wind in the Willows has a really Mr. Badger's cute. McBadger.
McBadger. We just went on his ride in California. We don't have a Wind in the Willows ride here in Florida at all.
I'll put up this one.
Yeah, it could be either one. Those
and
are
then also put up the
Slithy
Toves.
Slithy Toves, yeah, because that is the
And
badger plus corkscrews, which is the Alice one. And that is one of the ones in my Alice in Wonderland coloring book, which I don't have yet, but I'll be showing you guys probably next weekend. I'm hoping to get my preview copy of that. Because we're doing a special event at Disney Springs on September 7th at the Pop Gallery. I will have my Alice in Wonderland coloring book will be coming out then.
So it was probably one of those. I'm trying to think of
It'd be one of those two. I have painted other badgers, but I don't know if it's something that would be like on the internet.
Oh my gosh, I have a friend who pops in here from now and then, and they very much know I like puppet shows and marionettes.
Oh, yes.
And they sent me a beautiful video. As
the
apparently there's a marionette show in the Los Angeles area. And I really want to see it. And there was a badger that was beautifully done.
Oh,
so,
you'll need to show me that, Maddie.
Yes, I just love puppets and marionettes. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, and poor Maddie, the last few times we've been in places that there was like a potential puppet show, marionette show. Not even that. If you're going to extrapolate from that, you're going to talk about things like Masala Zone, like the Rabbitstone Puppets one, and we tried to go there with Kachina Alley, and it was, booked up for the night. I mean, that was even another puppet show that you have been robbed of, Matt.
True.
Yeah.
So, Blob Help said it's a perfectly cromulent word.
Exactly.
Another reference.
Thank you, Springfield. Yeah.
Yes. You get points for that, Blob.
You get points. That embiggens the best of us.
Blob Help was... I don't know if it was the last one, like a month. It's been a long time since we on Twitch. But they were telling us about Arclight.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So they're a movie buff.
I think I've got that written.
I cannot wait for the coloring book to come out. Alice in Wonderland is awesome. We're all mad here. Well, I bet, because you're the Cheshire.
Yeah. And that will, again, I should have my sample copy to show you guys by next, our next Twitch will be next Sunday, and I will be doing that then. And then September 7th will be...
Would that be a giveaway, or no?
Yeah, I'd like to. If I get it in time, I would love to use that as a giveaway here at Twitch.
Sounds
so
good.
Maybe next weekend. Might be one of the first people to get it.
And I gotta get some more cashews.
Yeah.
Hungry now. Well, you were, Jasmine was tempting me with a meal.
Oh.
Would you like this after Twitch? And I said, that sounds really good.
Yeah.
So it started making me hungry.
Well, the avocado was actually ripe. It's hard to find avocados that are ripe all the time.
Remember that one avocado that was not ripe on one side and that got weird on the other?
Oh, yeah, that was just kind of gross. Yeah. I'll take a couple. In the meantime, I'll show you guys what I've been working on. I know it's kind of boring when I'm just doing line art. I'll start doing some actual color in here. I've got to kind of decide what colors. In the first two I've done, again, these have been very elemental. So the first one was fire and water. So there was kind of like a volcano with fire, and then there was a waterfall. That was my first painting of them. The second one had lightning and fog and mist, so it had a kind of a blue-green thing happening. And then on this one, it's going to be Toshiko, who is a earth/stone one, which is neutral tones. You got grays and browns and very neutral colors. And then Taki is kind of the snow, ice, cold sort of elemental, and she is very light blue, white, silvery, kind of maybe a little bit of grayish blue around her belt. The painting I did of her as her portrait had a lot more blue in it. I think I showed that earlier, but yeah, the face of the fairy number whatever it was that had her. Is that her? Yeah, there we go. It was kind of blue and aqua and kind of a lot of color in it, but a little bit of pink around the noses of the dragon.
I'll see you back in a bit, Ellen.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna put the dogs to bed.
Oh.
Give them kisses for me.
Hi, doggies.
Do we have any new Christmas paintings coming out?
Oh,
gosh, probably.
Probably. Yeah.
It usually does.
Not in August so much, but.
Well, people are planning ahead.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Any hints what the September 7th Alice coloring book release pin will be?
Yes.
Any hints?
Oh, I can tell you which one it is. Sorry, I'm
And I can pull up the.
Yeah, if you can show the website picture of it, of the painting, because the pin is I've already designed the pin. A lot of these I designed when I was on the road, like, or on an airplane, or working in the back of a car, like actually literally painting out the design. But it was Alice and the Fawn, which is Alice in Wonderland with the cute little baby deer. It was a painting I did originally for the Alice in Wonderland Oracle deck.
Oh gosh, it's on the front page right now.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's
I just
weird.
clicked on it.
That would have nothing to do with the fact that that's the pin design.
No, but
It's coincidental.
It's gorgeous.
Yes,
the
it
pen
turned
design
out
is
lovely. I
amazing.
don't have one here physically with me, but I will show you guys as soon as I have it.
That one I like.
If you look at that one, and it is so cute in the font.
There's the piece of art.
Yeah, like very. Yeah, that's the painting on which I based the pin design. But turned out super cute, and that will be the pin that we'll have at Disney World at the Pop Gallery on September 7th for the Alice in Wonderland coloring book.
Jasmine, you claim Hufflepuff or Ravenclaw?
I'm half Ravenclaw and half Slytherin.
That's weird. How can you be half?
I don't know. You being judgy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you ever release a Disney coloring book of Christmas book?
I can't do anything with Disney. Disney only releases my
or
Disney things.
Christmas book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a Christmas coloring book. I don't think I've done enough Christmas.
You haven't done
paintings
enough
to
Disney
make
and,
up.
Well,
Okay, I can't do anything with
Yeah.
Disney unless Disney does stuff with Disney. I do the artwork. It's like I work for them when I do Disney stuff. I can't say, "Hey, Disney, let's make a T-shirt." I can't do that. Disney decides.
if Jasmine could, you would see every female Marvel character already created.
Oh my gosh, yes. All in my own style. But no, I get a contract in the mail. I have
And
to
she helped
abide
you.
by that, and yeah. But Christmas wise, I don't know if I've done enough Christmas paintings to make a whole coloring book out of. I might have done. We did a Halloween one only because I've done a million creepy paintings and they are like creepy enough to be Halloween. It's like, oh, that one's got a wolf and a skeleton and a bat in it. That's Halloween. So I could do a coloring book on that. But I haven't done a lot of Christmas paintings really. It's not really my thing so much. So I don't. Maybe when I'm older and I've done more paintings.
Ricky says, I'm glad you had fun in Paris. How could we not? Jasmine is a master at booking places. If you've ever been to Paris. So
oh my gosh. It almost
one-
sounds like a joke.
I only put one photo up, I think.
Um,
And it might have been on Instagram or something. So basically, if you looked out our windows or on the ground floor, you'd see.
Yeah.
You could, if you looked to the left, or sorry, to the right, you would see you'd see Notre Dame
We're
de
on the
Paris.
sun. Yeah.
And you saw the sun easily, and then you looked and you saw the statue of Saint Michel.
Oh yeah, Saint Michel is
It's
right.
Saint
right,
Michael
Saint
in
Michael.
English,
Yeah.
but it's Saint Michel.
Yeah.
After you go to Paris enough, you start calling them the Parisian
I
things.
know it makes you sound like pretentious.
It's
if
not
you're
being
in Florida,
pretentious,
but
it's
it's
just-
just what you
that's
call
how you
it
refer
there.
to it, yeah. So we had the most amazing view. Also, and we did not know
I
this
did
happened.
not
We-
know this
is
because
how
I
much
would not
we
have
suck,
done
but how
it.
much Jasmine's cool at the same time.
Hey.
We look outside the window and they start blocking off the road. We're like, what's going on?
It
Right?
looked like if you were going to be at a Disney parade and there was
Yes.
going to be everybody's lining up along the
Saw
street. I'm
these-
like, what's going
All
on?
these mascots coming through and everyone honking.
Yeah.
We're like, what is this? It was the Tour de France.
Tour de France on the
It was coming
23rd
through.
day or 22nd day or however many days. If
Yeah.
the finish line was in front of
It
our
was-
apartment, we
yeah.
didn't know it.
Yeah.
It's like not knowing the Olympics was,
It was
going
about
on in front
a
of your
mile
house.
or
It was
two
kind
down
of
the road.
ridiculous.
But they all had
yeah.
to turn there. It was
And they all had to
hilarious.
go in front of our apartment there. And
So it was like
we
the perfect
didn't
location.
Know that. And yeah.
Very centrally
But we
located.
didn't
We
stop
had a
and,
blast.
to be fair, we didn't stay and watch the Tour de France or see any of the bicycles come by. We
I'm
were
not
like,
a
okay,
sports
let's
guy.
go out the back way and go get some dinner.
We got some Indian food instead.
Yeah, we did. That was great. It was good Indian food. Nice.
Yeah, and the world's most, the world's most generous bartender. I was like, that's not a shot, sir.
Yeah.
You're in Paris. Have fun.
Like you can.
So,
Well, it's funny. It's not alcohol related, but when I was at Angelina's one time, they asked me what sort of juice I wanted for breakfast, and I said, and they had like orange and grapefruit, etc., cranberry, and I was like, lemon. That sounds great. I thought it'd be like a lemonade, and they bring me a thing like this tall, filled with a lemon juice, like plain lemon juice you'd use to like wash your face with or like use for cooking. It was plain lemon juice in a cup this big, like you're gonna drink it for breakfast. I don't know who does that, but apparently it's a thing that
people
you do
that
in
like
France.
heartburn.
Huh?
People that like heartburn and vitamin C.
Yeah, that is like the last thing I want to drink in the morning is 32 ounces of plain lemon juice. I don't know.
So SB Reynolds says, I'm hoping Jasmine gets to paint Marvel,
Yeah, me too.
especially Black Widow and Scarlet Witch.
Oh yes, definitely. Those are too high on my list. I like to paint Storm also if I get to be picky. We will see.
Yeah, I haven't. I mean, that part of Marvel Disney has not explored yet.
I
is the
know,
X-Men.
but they own the rights to it, so I don't know.
My 3-year-old loves to eat lemons. I like to eat lemons too.
Yeah, I mean, I am a person who likes citrus a lot. I don't know if anybody's seen my little video I put up on
But drinking
Instagram.
12 ounces of lemon juice is a bit much.
That wasn't 12 ounces, honey. That was like 24 or 32 ounces of
Drink
lemon.
it.
That was an insane amount. How would your guts not fall out? I don't know.
Gabriel says goodnight.
Oh, good night, Gaby.
Also the name of an angel.
Yeah.
And a saint.
Yeah, not a saint and an angel at the same time, man. Okay.
And we were so close to the Shakespeare and Company, which is
Oh,
a
yeah.
fantastic bookstore. Believe it or not, it's a mostly English.
It's an English language bookstore.
It's my favorite
Yeah.
bookstore in the whole world. They have
And there's
cots
a
and
kitty
beds
cat
where
that lives
writers
there.
can stay.
Yeah, you could. They hire,
write
or not
novels.
hire, but you
It's
can
kind of a
stay there as
dream.
a writer in residence, and
I'd love
you
to
can
do
stay
that.
there. Yeah, that's a neat place to be. It was super crowded when we were there, but now looking back on it, on balance, I'm like, oh, okay, the Tour de France was going through. That's probably why everything was so insanely crowded. Because I've been to Paris, I don't know, a dozen times maybe, and it has never been crowded like that. That was super crowded.
Well, we couldn't figure out what was going on.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's summer,
So we got to go to a fun fair. Next to the Louvre.
Because the Louvre was closed
The Louvre
because
was
it was
closed.
sold out.
So this is
it
what
was
you do
sold
when
out.
when you go to the Louvre and the Louvre is closed. Here's what you do with your family. Take them to the Moyen Museum.
We did. We went to the Musée
Which
de
means,
Cluny.
like,
yeah,
ancient-
the Middle Ages museum.
Yeah,
the Musée de
old
Cluny is the
art,
official
and you
name
can see
of
that,
it.
and it's
yeah.
nice. And then take them to
Yeah.
Saint-Chapelle,
We
because
went
you
to
can't take them
Saint-Chapelle,
to
and
Notre Dame.
actually that was a good time to go there. It was not super
and
crowded.
then take them to the fun fair where you get your knee really messed up.
You
in a
got
bumper
your
car
knee. I broke my
accident.
shin. Yeah.
My knee still hurts.
My shin is still broken. Something's wrong with it. It's got a big old lump on
Anyway,
it.
so we
Yeah.
found a fun fair, and they had all sorts of rides.
Yeah, like a pop-up carnival
just
that was
wrote-
in
we
the
wrote everything.
Tuileries
It was
right outside
fantastic.
the Louvre. And it's like, the Louvre was open, I would be in there, but hey, they've got, roller coasters
Because
out
we're
here, so-
sophisticated people, we go to
We were
Paris,
super classy,
and we
so
go to the fun fair.
yeah.
But it was
Oh, to
awesome.
be fair, my sister and Ella,
Oh,
her
on a
daughter,
bumper car.
are
April
really
said, how did
into
you hurt your knee and
amusement
shin?
parks.
It was the bumper car.
Yeah.
That first, okay, so Jasmine was driving, and there was like two seats.
A bumper car, not a real car.
A bumper car.
I don't drive.
And
exactly.
in the middle, there's like it comes out at you. I had my knee right in front of it, and I should have had my knee off to the side where there's leg room. So when we rammed into the guy who really gave it to us, head-on collision, my knee just went boom. So I was limping for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
And then I fell down the steps in Kansas City.
Yeah. That was at our house, though. That had nothing to do with
I haven't had the best luck lately. Paris packed in the summer holidays right now. Well, I know in August they often make a beach and take holidays.
Well, they do
off
the beach along the sun. Yeah, Paris kind of closes down in August.
Right.
I've been there in August before, and maybe 1 out of 3 shops are closed. A lot of people are on vacation then.
Oh yeah, it totally hurt, but it was okay because Paris has a lot of painkiller there.
I didn't get any of that benefit, but yeah, I don't know if you can see my shin, but my whole shin is like totally bruised right here. I've got a weird bump.
It looked so bad.
It looked so bad when I was walking through. I thought they were not going to let me back into U.S. Customs. It was like, what's wrong with you? We're not going to let you back into our country, sort of bad.
Like
it looked really
leg.
awful. Yeah, and it's still bad, and that was a couple weeks ago.
Jasmine painting Storm would be awesome, especially the 80s Morlock leading Mohawk wearing Storm.
Oh my gosh.
Mohawk, she had a nice, beautiful
She had a lovely Mohawk. Yes, I know. I like her. I kind of like painting a lot of hair whipping around though. So I would, if I had my option, I would paint both Storm with her Mohawk and then do one where her hair is like turning into the whole Storm with like lightning in it because I like painting long crazy hair.
The whole of France closes down in August. You know, that's kind of like Chinese New Year.
Yeah, it kind of is. It's like that month is vacation.
See,
I admire other countries.
Europe knows how to take vacations.
Yeah.
Americans are lucky to get a week, 2 weeks of vacation at all.
Yeah.
And they work us crazy. They work us crazy hours.
Yeah.
Jasmine and I are a different thing. We work at home, so we just do stuff when we can.
We're non-specific when it comes to what comes.
But I've had jobs where you look forward to your vacation, you know it's coming up like in 8 months.
Yeah.
And it's the only thing that keeps you going.
Yeah.
So I've been there.
Yeah, that's why we have a work ethic. I mean,
you have to if you work at home.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you just starve.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but you don't get to go to Paris all the time.
No, you don't. Cheshire23 says it would be cool if she paints all the Disney princesses and the Disney villains together. I don't know what they think about that. They usually when I do work for
Disney, they are very specific about me painting the characters. Not only do they have to be with the characters that are in their same film, if it's a Disney feature animation, it has to be in the same background. That, like, if there's a background, that has to be when their movie took place, and their outfit has to be in the same. You probably heard me talk about when I painted Ray from Ray and BB-8. I did her in the forest background to begin with, and they're like, no, she's wearing her desert outfit. She has to be in the desert. So I had to do a whole desert background. They are very specific about, I couldn't paint, when you see people painting like, oh, here's Cruella, and here's, Alice in Wonderland, those don't go together. Disney is not good. Those are people who are just doing that for fun. Yeah.
Blob
you can't really do that for Disney.
Now, you'll probably say you have no idea. Or this
I probably will, especially
since
if you're
Fox
saying
is owned by Disney. Would you be able to do a Ripley and Newt painting?
Yeah, I don't.
You could make it all geekery in the background.
That would be really neat. I would love to
cool.
paint. I have done a lot of geekery paintings, and he was one of the people early on when I was doing like art history sort of books.
Some of Jasmine's heroes that are more modern: Larry Elmore, Dolly, and Giger. Giger was when I met her.
Yeah,
I would say that she probably would say at the time that her favorite artist was.
Oh, definitely, he's a huge influence.
And we just sat there and we'd look at all his books, and she'd show them to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What sort of weird girl did I meet?"
Sorry.
That's okay.
Look what you lucked into.
Storm and Black Panther together. Oh,
well,
they're both from Africa.
Exist in the same universe, so that would be okay.
They're both African.
That's what I mean. That's the same.
They're not,
no, it's not. It's the what's the name of the?
I forget which country Storm is supposed to be from. I don't remember.
But that could actually be one because they exist in the same universe. It's when people are like, "Can you paint Stitch and Moana together?" I'm like, "No, I can't. They're in different places." Disney would have to like have a whole meeting about it or something. if you're doing official artwork for Disney, it has to exist in the same universe, in the same time period, in the same outfits, in the same color palette.
They have rules.
It's very specific.
Hey, speaking of, well, I guess it's a Disney-owned things.
Yeah.
Jasmine and I were lucky enough to do
Downtown Disney in California.
Okay, and they also have it here.
The Void.
They
Yeah,
also have it here, and I
they've got
didn't
it here
realize
in
it.
Florida, and I
So,
didn't even know it.
If you guys are at Downtown Disney or Santa Monica, also they have one.
In Santa Monica and California.
And when I say Downtown Disney, that is referring to California.
Yeah, because it's called Disney Springs here, people.
Disney Springs.
I know.
I
mean, my neighbors still
complex.
call it Disney Marketplace, so you know.
Yeah, or Disney Village.
Or Disney Village,
Disney
even.
Village
Oh my
is
God!
super old
Yeah,
school.
that's decades ago. Yeah.
So
It's still the same thing. Yeah.
So we went on a event, sort of virtual reality thing called The Void. And we did the Star Wars. I forget what the title of the event was, but it was amazing. It was the best VR that I think.
Yeah, it is so well done because it has the
amazing.
holodeck sort of advantage of actually walking and stepping on things that go up. If you're going upstairs or you're like floating around on something, it's like an island breaks off and you float around in it. You feel like you're actually moving because there are physical aspects to it.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
and
that
even
was pretty sweet.
even temperature changes when appropriate.
Yeah, if you're in somewhere that's got a lot of fire, it feels hot there. It's the best VR thing I've seen. And I am somebody who is very picky about virtual reality.
More than anyone I've
in
ever
a way
met.
that
Jasmine's
you could
like, VR
get in
much
arguments
sucks.
if I had a couple of drinks on me and start yelling about it forever. But no, Oculus is
the thing is, I'm happy that Jasmine went on this. It gave her hope. But I'm hoping to next month have a date with Jasmine where we go on the Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, yes. Yeah, they switch it out for Wreck-It Ralph sometimes, too.
But I wholeheartedly want you guys, anyone who can go do it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And they don't give me any money for saying that at all.
See, Star Wars with Rey, Princess Leia, and Padme would not work.
No. If you were actually doing work for Disney,
that would be a conceptual design where you might have like memories and I could see the layout. But they make Jasmine do more literal things.
Yeah, they would have to have happened within their own timeline. Within
like Rey would never have met Padme. In fact, Padme barely met Leia.
Yeah,
so
just very briefly in a very uncomfortable situation, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because with Jasmine specifically, they like her to do typically a single portrait.
Well, not always. I could be,
or
with
friends.
It can be.
With
I work
friends.
As
name one. I'm trying to think of all the ones
like
you've done.
Jasmine and Raja.
That's a friend.
Okay.
A princess with a friend.
Who's the person and who's the friend? Okay,
Raja
so is
the
R2?
friend.
Okay, is R2D2 more of a character than Leia is because he's been in more films?
No.
He exists.
Leia's more of a character.
Okay, but isn't R2D2 actually in more
R2D2
films?
is a cross between a moving footstool and a trash can.
I did not say that, Disney. That was Matt. Okay.
I love R2D2. In fact,
I do too. I think
I've
he's
seen
adorable.
the original Star Wars.
Yeah.
Probably the first 30 times I saw the original Star Wars, I was tiny. I cried every time the Jawas electrocuted R2D2. It hurt my heart.
Yeah.
I could barely stand it.
Yeah. You're talking mean about him.
How did you do that? The moment you said Jasmine and Raja, their photo appeared on the slideshow.
Really?
Yep. Oh, now I see.
Whisper technology, man.
Yep. And then I saw Rey recently. So.
Really? You know what I need to do is put some new things in that slideshow. I set that up as a test the first time I was going to broadcast her on Twitch. I need to update that more.
Yeah, we need to update our slideshow. We need to update a lot of things on Twitch.
I do.
There is a plan to R2D2 is more of a secondary character, pivotal but secondary. He is not a main character.
He's a constant though. He is somebody who is there all the time. He's a reliable person, or not a person, but
he is more like air than a character.
Yeah, it's like if you're talking about Mark Twain things. It's like he is the Mississippi. He is a character. He's a thing that is,
So Kelly Sarah says, I've never seen Star Wars. Ian wants me to see it before it go to Galaxy's Edge. That's a good idea. The thing
I would recommend seeing it before you
if you did not see it when you were a kid,
I didn't.
There's going to be something missing when you're a grown up.
Yeah,
I don't know how to explain it.
That's the thing. I don't have the nostalgia factor that I think some people did who saw it growing up. But I've seen it all from like the first-hand view, so I don't draw a lot of distinction between which episode it was, or is it the new ones or the older ones. I kind of lump them all together because I've seen them all kind of straight through, which not everybody has done. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but from a design standpoint, I think it kind of gives me a more rounded view of things because I'm not seeing it through the rose-colored sort of nostalgia glasses. But
right, and I do.
And Matt has done, yeah.
But I think I have opened my eyes to Ewoks. I am terrified of them now. I used to think they were the cutest things, but now they freak me out.
Well, see, when I saw them for the first time, I thought it was something that was maybe added for children who are watching it, but I don't know enough about it when it came out. I don't know.
How I Met Your Mother has an episode, Barney talking about Star Wars and when you would enjoy the Ewoks. It's hilarious.
Is it about a very younger kid maybe watching them, or?
Probably. Yeah.
I'll make her like going that way better.
Yeah, when the Ewoks came out, I was 9.
Oh, see,
That's probably a good
3.
age to enjoy the Ewoks.
Yeah. I'm going to change some of the leg and arm lines on here to just make the painting look a little bit more dynamic. I'm looking at the first 2 I've done here.
Well, are there any millennials in the room that enjoy Jar Jar Binks?
Does anybody enjoy Jar? I mean, even when
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
the grown-ups felt that way about Ewoks in the 80s.
Oh, really? Okay. Well,
and no judgment. I'm just curious.
No,
I won't say Jar Jar Binks sucks because you said it. But does anyone in this room like Jar Jar Binks?
I think he's like a coworker of mine.
They just kind of erased him from everything.
Yeah.
People are saying nope, no way.
Yeah, I think they were maybe trying to go for that
depressed.
angle one that came out with the. And also, he's kind of, I don't know, he seems kind of politically insensitive.
Yeah, I was going to say he's a bit
I don't know, it seems like nowadays it just...
I don't know, he seems like a stereotype of something horrible.
Exactly, especially living by the islands and stuff, it's kind of... But anyways, I'm trying to...
okay, so Kate Herman saw it when they were 10.
You did?
And they liked it. They were hyped.
Oh, okay. Well, that might have been the age range that they were aiming for as far as, like, adding him as a character. So I'm trying to make the layout of these 2, trying to mimic those of the first 2. So if somebody were to have all 3 prints, it'd be 1, 2, 3, and they kind of fit together. Originally, I had her kind of coming out on a projectile and like a cliff in front of her. I had Toshiko in front of Taki, and I'm like, no, I need to have her behind the first person, otherwise it's not going to make sense. And I've had Taki has white kind of icy sort of hair, and on the other 2 I've had the other 2 characters that have the lighter colored hair in the front. So I'm gonna make her in front and covering up that part of her leg where originally I had her leg coming before, just for consistency. And that's part of what you think about when you're doing a series of multiple things that people might have all 3 postcards together, or maybe somebody will do like a t-shirt and it's got all 3 of them, so it will have the consistency and the dynamic layout. I kind of think of a big figure 8 on these. If I see them, it's like there's a big old head that way, there's a big head that way, making a figure 8. People like looking at figure 8s and seeing some of these symbols sort of thing. So I'm going to do that kind of with this one more and make sure that her ponytail covers up part of her leg to show that she's in front of her. That's a sort of decision I would usually do before I would get on Twitch, but I've literally just gotten here in Florida and I'm just doing the layout now. So I will turn this around so you guys can see it on the camera a bit better. So I've redrawn her ponytail to be kind of covering up the leg of the person behind her, Toshiko, who is the stone/earth ninja, and Taki will be in front of her. So I'm giving her ponytail a bit more space. And also I made the top part of her head a little bit bigger because she's only like maybe in real life space, she's maybe like 2 feet in front of her, but if you see something 2 feet in front of something else, it's going to look that much closer. So I'm making her head and her eyes a tiny bit bigger, so when you see it, your eyes will look at it and think, oh, that kind of makes sense, even though these don't look like real people and it's not a realistic scene. It kind of will look like it exists in real time, real space. That's probably kind of a boring thing to talk about, but yeah, that's what I do all day.
They have a Jedi temple in England.
Yeah, well, that's something that you could actually register during the census, right? As being a religion.
Sure.
Why not?
I don't think anyone's good at it.
At being a Jedi? Have you not seen the films, Mandy?
I've seen the films.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I just don't.
Yeah. Weren't you just reading those Joseph Campbell books?
I was reading the Joseph Campbell books, but that no.
Okay. Okay.
I would like to meet people that are Jedis.
Maybe you have.
I'm still confused by how young the Jedis had to be originally, and Luke learned how to be a Jedi in 5 years.
Oh, he's got the if you're really gonna listen to the power myths or Hero of a Thousand Faces things, that is the idea of having a special person that is among the other people.
He is definitely that character.
He's got Harry Potter syndrome. You know, it's like you're automatically gonna get a
you lose your
benefit.
Parents. You lose your parents. You have a magical ability because of his
otherwise they wouldn't
midichlorians,
make a movie about it. Maybe you're thinking about if it was in their world and he was just a regular guy that, when you're 7, you've got to go off to Jedi Academy. That wouldn't make a movie. If you are somebody special, that's why you'd bother to make a movie about it.
But if you're 11 and you get an owl, you go off to a special academy.
Yeah, but he's somebody who didn't see it coming, and he wasn't explained to by his parents because his parents, no spoilers, but yeah.
You can spoil stuff.
I don't know how long can it be before you can spoil things
Darth
like
Vader is Luke's uncle.
Hey,
his creepy uncle.
Do you have a nephew named Luke? Sorry.
Oh. Yes, his name's Matt Vader. I probably still have the articles of interviews when George Lucas talked about that, what he wanted to do with the character. Kate Herman's referring to, apparently, they say that George Lucas wanted Jar Jar to be a Sith Lord.
Oh, wow. I'm glad that, I don't know what sort of test marketing, not to use that word too much, that they did on that, but I'm glad that worked out for the better. Wow.
TLS Creation says, I have a question. What are the purple star and blue crowns that some people have before their names? That means that they've given, they've joined our group and they've subscribed.
So like they've donated, or they've subscribed on Twitch.
On Twitch Prime, and I think the crown is Twitch Prime subscription, and the star means that they are a subscriber. So basically, those are special people in the room that have given us a donation, a subscription.
Twitch, yeah,
on Twitch,
yeah.
So they get little neat things like stars,
Man.
and they also get cool things. Actually, those in the group show off your neat little stickers if you have them. You also get these neat little emojis.
I heard there's going to be a way that we can make more of those too.
And I have a little sword because that means I'm a moderator and I can poke people with a sword.
Down if you want to.
Yep, I can kick people out of the room and stuff like that if anybody's being mean. But you know what? We never have problems with that. It's so rare.
You guys are good.
It's so rare. You guys are really, really nice and sweet here, and you just ask innocent questions and we chat about Star Wars and things like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't get too...
No, as far as the internet goes, we're pretty...
here. We try to stay away from politics.
Nice,
we try to stay pretty chill.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to draw this little... Whenever I'm drawing the little dragons, let me see if I can close this up to the camera. But, these little dragons, I was thinking about my kitty cats when I draw the dragons. I can kind of identify them with our different cats and which ones kind of remind me of which ones. With the little Ninja Dragonlings, it's always kind of like they're clingy. They're kind of the ones that go around and swoop around your ankle. So not Gamera so much. Gamera is more like the bigger Dragonlings that have the big heads and is kind of in your way all the time. But these little guys kind of remind me of Sunshine.
Oh, we probably do a kitty time.
Oh yeah, we should do.
For those of you, Jedi's allowed to show emotions. Jedi's try to hinder them a bit stoically, monk-like, but when you show your emotions, then you start turning all Sithy. Apparently emotions are bad and it turns you into an evil
Jedi. I was
going to
say, it's not even that so much as it's more of like a chivalrous sort of monk sort of thing.
Yeah, and Luke gets pissed a lot.
Like a knight, as one would do in the age of chivalry.
But yeah, if anybody wants to see a kitty, usually people have to say kitty time or kitty or some sort of kitty reference, and I need 10 in a row without a break.
Oh, okay.
So that's what we usually do.
And then
I might increase the number.
We have a lot of kitties.
So if you want to see Jasmine hold a cat, and I'm going to get the nice one. I'm not going to...
I know where they all are right now because I can hear their bells.
Mace Windu made Vapid that walked. Yes, he did. K Harmon, you're correct. He
I like Mace Windu. He's got purple.
Mace Windu, yeah, he's got the purple lights, and he kind of did
he's
walk
kind of
the
awesome.
line.
Yeah,
but he's still.
That's
I think
a very
a
good point.
strong enough
That's a good
person.
One to bring up. Yeah.
Okay,
you think he's
1,
enough
2,
strong
3,
himself
4,
that
5,
he had enough
6,
personality
7,
that
8,
yeah.
9. We need one more.
9,
yep,
one more for Kitty.
I'll go find Sunshine.
Okay. She's on top of the refrigerator, so good luck with that.
Camera. I'm not gonna get her.
That's what I mean. Sunshine is literally on top of the refrigerator. If you want to grab her.
She is up there.
I know, honey. I know where all of them are. I can hear their bells throughout the house. I know where Rio is. Maddie, don't, honey. You already have a hurt knee. Don't climb up on top of the refrigerator. Sunshine's just good. Yeah, you want upside down Sunshine from on top of the refrigerator. All right. Okay, and I'll show you guys the little dragon that I'm working on. This one here. Little grumpy little dragon wrapped around somebody's leg. Maddie, be careful. If you break your neck, it's not going to end up on forensic files because this is being broadcast live.
I know. I think I'll be okay.
Okay. All right. Anyways, this sort of kitty or slash dragon that clings on and puts claws and that literally looks just what it. You guys can't see me out because but that is yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was showing people. This dragon here. Tell me that is not Sunshine.
She's stuck in my shirt right now.
Yeah. Should I keep painting because?
No, sweetie.
Yeah. I thought you were calling me sweetie.
Okay. It's okay, baby.
Maddie, oh honey, she's scared. Okay, should I get real?
No, it's okay.
But isn't that her? That's the one I was working on.
I don't usually come back here, but I want to. I want people to see.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see how this is what I'm talking about.
She is stuck to me.
You see this clinging? This is what I'm talking. Oh baby, honey, ow! Scheiße! My God, this is awful. This is our good kitty. For the record. There's my kitty. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see. Still shots of that on YouTube later. Yes, baby. Oh, she's my good girl. She's actually a very good girl.
Camera bit you the other night. Was it bad?
Last night? Yeah. Or night before last was really bad, but last night wasn't. Well,
she bit you kind of like on
your. She bit me right? She bit me 4 times last night, but the night before was bad because it bruised. She bit into the deep part of me. Not this one, Gamera, our other kitty.
And in the morning, she bites our noses badly.
Yeah, Gamera bit my nose this morning. But Sunshine getting cozy. See, Sunshine loved me, don't you?
Hey, buddy. Nice to see you.
Oh, hey, buddy. And Sunshine, good girl. You're a good girl. Yeah, you want to go up on the chair? You want to go up on the chair? Here, honey. You go on the chair. Here we go. Anyways, you see how she kind of oozes around and is very kind of long and narrow? These are the babies that are the dragons, like this little one here. That's like Sunshine, kind of clinging down. You can probably see her behind me. Or this one here, kind of wrapped around somebody's leg. That's what Sunshine does. Gamera is more of a blunt force trauma sort of cat, where it just kind of bangs into you and, you know, leaves a lot of bruises. That's what I think what Matt was talking about. She bit me in the meaty part of my arm right there and just left bruises all the way through it. We can tell that. I don't know. I don't know what shows up on the internet and what doesn't. But yeah, Gamera's awful. Are we getting close to the giveaway, love?
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. After that, I'm going to run upstairs real quick. And giant herbal iced tea from the Ren Fair. That we had to get yeah, we got it at the Ren Fair. Oh, not the iced tea. No, I made the iced tea. No, the big mug. We had to get it re-sealed on the inside. Remember, we had to get like that clear caulking done on the inside of it.
Yes.
Because it was leaking, but
they did a great job, though.
They did, yeah. They're super neat, actually. They're really nice people. I've heard people put beer in those, but that seems like it would be a bit much. It's kind of crazy. I'm gonna redraw her fingers a bit too. Sorry, I know this is probably kind of boring from an art standpoint. I'm still deciding how they're holding everything and what's going in front of whom. Make her hair go up there a little bit and cover up part of that. I need to cover up part of the hand. so that it's more obvious that the character at the lower part of the painting is in front of the character at the top part of the painting.
That was full of need. I don't think.
Oh no, no.
You wouldn't make it through.
Yeah,
it.
not when I'm working.
You'd fall asleep before you could.
Oh yeah, totally.
Do you have any cups with your paintings on?
Oh yeah.
Are you talking about like coffee mugs?
Like coffee cups, I sure do.
I can start bringing them over. Actually,
there was a
new
new one last night. Hey, do you have that one from last night from Madame Leota from the Haunted Mansion?
It's upstairs, but I could fetch it.
Oh, okay.
That might be a good giveaway.
That would be good.
It's
not
still
tonight, but
I
we can
have
bring
not
it.
checked on the condition since I got it from California. So
Oh,
it
okay.
made it intact.
If you get a chance to run upstairs, yeah. A lot of I was gonna say the Walt Disney Company makes a lot of my mugs. What's that, baby? Oh, do they? Okay, here in Florida or in California or both? Oh, okay, yeah. So both in California or in Florida at Disneyland or Disney World, they've got a bunch of my coffee cups there. You can use them for tea, which is what I mostly do. But they were really good mugs, and some of them we've had for like 7 or 8 years. And Matt will drink coffee all day out of them. Oh, Matt, your phone's going off. It's like got an alarm. Matt's upstairs now trying to find a coffee cup from California. I think we can probably all hear that horrible noise. Sorry, everybody. That probably means the raffle's supposed to be happening. Kitty, your phone's going off. Yeah, it's been going off for a little while. Yeah. Look at this mug. Okay. It's been doing that for a while. I don't know how much it's in, like, microphone centric or not, but I can get your coffee cup. Yeah, maybe so. What, Sunshine, you gonna wash your filthy self because I held you for 2 seconds, Sunshine?
Yeah, I was trying to call her, but she kept washing herself.
Yeah, well. Anyways, here's a brand new mug that just came out from Disney. They got these at Disneyland, Disney World, also at your www.store.net. is an online website that is a shopping service that they ship worldwide, and you can order these. Looks like at Wonderground Gallery at Disneyland or Disney World, I forget where this one is from, it was $17, which is well worth it for a microwavable, dishwasher safe, etc. mug that you can use every day for probably 10 years and they still look good, because we've got some we've had for 10 years and they still look good. And the Madame Leota one is super nice, and got them outside.
Hostler chick, I swear they won the last raffle.
Earlier today?
No, last time.
In Kansas City?
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe. It's random.
That is hilarious.
I guess so. Oh, it's awesome for them. Congratulations, Costlers. Or what's her name?
Again, people think it's funny that I've never won.
I've never won. Am I even in there?
No, you don't.
I'm not in there?
No, I do it to
You
test
are, but
it.
I'm not in there. Okay,
Right.
gotcha.
I always join to test it, to see if it works.
Oh, gotcha. But you've never won, even by accident?
Mm-mm.
Okay. But this one is for the 10-sided dice fairy, right? The pin?
Yep.
I haven't showed that. I was showing off the Madame Leota mug. You didn't win a mug. Sorry. We might do that later.
Are the mugs?
You'll probably win again.
They're dishwasher safe. Yes.
Yeah.
I would always do a top rack with them.
Dishwasher and
I always
microwave
do top rack with
safe,
anything that's
and
has
according
an
to
image on
Disney,
it.
they are $16.99, and you can buy them online. They probably cost more because they've got to pay for the boxes and the shipping and all that. But anyway, somebody got the 10-sided dice fairy, and you will be the first person to get her because she is mine, and we aren't giving them away until Dragon Con. So you are one of the first people to get these. If you get this, I will autograph the little card on the back too. I usually sign my name at the bottom. I don't know if that helps or hinders the value of it, but hey, I'll sign it. And so the next one, I don't have the card behind it because I just took a photo with it, but...
Oh, Buddy says it was so great to see us at the Haunted Mansion soiree.
Yes!
Buddy
was our friend that we saw, and
yes,
he was
Buddy
actually
has been
at the event.
A friend of ours for, 20 years probably.
Probably close to 20 years, and he's the one that Matt was talking about puppet shows earlier.
Yes.
How he sent him pictures.
He knows
of
I
the
like the
marionettes,
marionettes.
and he knows that I have been explaining to him that Matt had been not distracted,
Thwarted, you say?
Thwarted from multiple puppet shows over the past couple months.
We'll be on vacation and we'll be with a group, and I was like, "There's a puppet show," and no one will want to
it's
see
like
it.
Puppet show.
I'm like, oh, okay,
It's like,
we won't see the puppet show.
Or it'd be the wrong time, like when we're in Central Park, and it's like, oh, it's a puppet puppet shows in the afternoon. It's like, well, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. It's not really time for a puppet
Which
show.
story was that they were doing?
The one in the Buddy song?
No.
Or in Central Park? Oh, it was Shakespeare, wasn't it? Wasn't it
No.
No, I'm thinking of the outside one that was at oh god, that was at Regent's Park. Jesus, I traveled too much.
Okay, we'll tell you about the Haunted Mansion event
We will
in a sec. It was great.
It was fantastic, and we saw
Handwash
Buddy there.
might keep them nicer longer. I suppose they could eventually fade. I use them all the time, so.
Yeah, we have some that Matt has probably washed almost
Buddy
every day
is in the LA area. That might be the same Marionette Theater.
Oh, the Bob Baker. Bob Baker?
I don't remember what it's called.
I forget. Something. I would know it.
But
any other
I think
time
that might be the one. Blob help.
But very likely, yeah. If it's in the Los Angeles area.
It looked amazing.
Yeah.
Buddy sent me some videos, so I was very happy.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna run upstairs real quick if you'd like to keep talking about things.
I'll talk about the Haunted Mansion event.
Yeah, talk about the Haunted Mansion event.
So it was pretty cool. We had to meet with the other artists that Jasmine had her 2-day Haunted Mansion 50th anniversary event with, where she basically sat there and signed things as people brought special products that they bought at that event to... Oh, it is the Bob Baker. Okay. Reddens. That must be the Bob Baker. I didn't really get to hang out at the event. I bought some items, but I wasn't in the room like I typically am. But the lady who orchestrated the whole artist thing had us meet her at 1 a.m. in front of the Disneyland Hotel. We took this weird car ride, a van ride over, and they took us through all these weird areas of Disney that I've never seen, Disneyland, behind the scenes. And then when we went through, they took us, we went through Splash Mountain. That's how we entered. So we entered through a back way that quickly leads us to the Haunted Mansion. And then we were the first people that got to ride it. So that was kind of Jasmine's reward for taking signing all these things all the time. Is we got to ride the Haunted Mansion for the first time on the 50th. And the Haunted Mansion ride was cool because they had walk around folks. They had a knight in armor, and he would march around, and typically it's just animatronic / illusory things. And they had somebody at the table in the ballroom. And then they also had one of the hitchhiking ghosts was Rill, the cute guy with the beard. So this was a very special event that Jasmine and I were invited to. So otherwise, it was I don't know if they sold a limited amount of tickets or what.
Yeah.
It seemed pretty exclusive. The park wasn't overly packed. Also, we got to ride Thunder Mountain, Indiana Jones. What else did we ride, Jen?
A pirate.
We rode Pirates. And I forgot how good Pirates was. It's been a while since I've been on it because the line had been long in the past. So we got a neat, different experience. So that that Jasmine pretty much earned, because I think that she worked really hard during those 2 days. So, and I felt bad because I didn't really get to help her. Yeah, and then the next day we were at Wonderground. Oh, yes, please.
I won't do it tonight.
Well, okay, let them know. Okay, you guys are about to see something really cool.
I brought this from upstairs, but this is something that I will not tonight, but maybe next week or something like that. I got this from Disney. It is my official 50th thing that was in front of me when I was signing. It's from the Haunted Mansion event, and a lot of the artists were having theirs and autographing them and doing them for fundraisers or giveaways. So I'm going to be giving mine away, and I will autograph it. It's kind of neat. It's a one-of-a-kind thing, and it's got my name on it, and I spelled my name right, which is extra awesome. But that will be something that probably next weekend when I'm here at Twitch, I'll do as a giveaway.
We'll do that as a giveaway here on Twitch?
Yeah, either here on Twitch or maybe on Patreon. I don't know yet, but
that seems
maybe
more of a Patreon thing.
Yeah, but I want to make sure that somebody wants it. Patreon, it could be some random person, I mean, they like me, but
Oh,
I don't know if they want
A.M.
it.
Weber, if your connection cut out, you can watch the whole thing
Yeah.
later.
Oh
after
yeah, we
upload it.
archived these. So this
It won't be
little lovely
interactive, but
thing will be something that I will sign, and it will be one. And I'll have some other Madame Leota things for you guys who weren't able to come to the 50th anniversary because I know
that's
not
a very
everybody
special
can
item.
come to California. So
And I assume that Jasmine would sign that.
I sign it. But we'll have that and some other Madame
And then you
Leota
can
things
put it
that
on
we'll
your
do.
art desk, and it can say your Jasmine.
You can say your Jasmine. Yeah. So I'm gonna start putting some color on this because right now I've kind of got the lines and the arms and the legs and the confusing dragons I've kind of drawn on there with my little tiny paintbrush. People are like, what sort of pencil is that? And it's not a pencil, it's a paintbrush. But you can kind of see how it's gonna turn out. But I want to start putting color on here because a big part of my other Ninja Dragonlings paintings that I've done have been the combination of multiple colors that are kind of mushing into each other. Like there's a fire and water, so you've got like a red orange mixed with like a blue green, or this one had like a purple mixed with like a hunter green in the background because it was lightning and mist. So I'm trying to think about what colors would be. Stone and earth are very neutral tones. We've got gray and brown and kind of beige, which is on Toshiko here. And then Taki is, again, ice, so that's almost like a clear sort of blue color / white. And those aren't really strong colors, so it's gonna take me using my artistic mind here, trying to think about a good way to make a painting that has these two characters, which aren't super brightly saturated as far as like chroma goes, but I want it to look like it's the third one in a series of this. So I'm going to probably do some warmer colors. I'll probably kind of amp up the warm tones and the neutrals of the stone / earth Toshiko there. And I'll probably amp up the blue-green that would be in Taki, the ice fairy. I've also thought about doing, I don't have a picture, but if anybody knows my painting that's called Crystal Chariot, or even...
I do.
Yeah, Matt knows that. Yeah, there's a type of... I've done a lot of work with Swarovski crystals. Like, I've licensed different statues that have them, and they have a color that is a type of crystal, an Austrian crystal that they grow for Swarovski that is called Aurora, which sounds like, Princess Aurora, but it has nothing to do with Sleeping Beauty. It's an almost iridescent, sort of clear crystal that has a blue sheen to it, but it also has a bit of purple and kind of a pinky orange color. And I can try to maybe draw some little crystals coming off the corner that look like they would be ice, and that would be kind of turning into the warmer tones that would be with the earth / stone Toshiko here, like the neutral colors of that. And that would kind of make the, if you're talking about composition wise, that would make the figure 8 thing. It's like, hey, this is super blue, green by the bottom, clear, and it turns and starts to turn into the Aurora purple, pink, orangey color, and that turns into the neutral brown sort of red color that could be coming from the stone. So that's something I'm going to be playing around with right now. That may or may not change later on when I put more details and get out my smaller brushes, but this is kind of what a lot of people would probably do as a concept design or a color off. Some people would do that. A lot of people probably nowadays do it digitally, but other people might do a sketch and do a color up like on watercolor paper and just try to work it out. And since I'm working in acrylics, I can kind of do that on the same board I'm going to do the finished painting on, because I'll be painting on top of that. And acrylics can be opaque or they can be transparent if I use a lot of water in them. So I'm going to be playing around with color for a while, if you guys don't mind watching that. If you have any questions about what I'm doing or why I'm doing it, I'm happy to talk about it. This is kind of a fun part for me because there isn't a way I can make a mistake. And that is part of the fun I have with acrylics, is if I make a mistake, I'm like, oh my god, that should not have been purple. What was I thinking? I can change that later by painting on top of it. So I'm going to get one of my...
Oh, Blind Coyote's coming to see us at DragonCon. Who in the room's coming to see us at DragonCon?
I was going to say, who's coming to DragonCon?
And remember, 200 pins a day, right? Roughly?
Well... Kind of. There are 4 days and I have 3 pins. I usually divide 100 of one of them. I think I'm doing it with the baby DragonCon. Dragon is like 100 of them on Friday and 100 of them on Monday. Because usually a lot of people are only there for 3 days.
Those are
because
2 half days.
If you're, they're kind of half days, except Maddie, at America's Mart, it opens at 10 in the morning on the first day. We're used to the art show where it opens at
10, bro?
yeah, it totally opens at 10. So yeah, that is different than usual. But you know what? We get to close at like 7 or something. We don't have to stay there until super late. So might actually get to go walk around.
It closes at 6, actually.
At 6? Wow. That was 7 because the other one closes at 8. And usually our friends from America's Mart, like Carrie and Deanna and people like that, would come over and they would have an hour before we were even closed.
Oh, Blind Coyote's going to be in the art show.
Oh, excellent!
Yes,
hey.
we moved.
We
moved over.
After
to
15 years, we moved up to the America's Mart. But that means that we might have. I will get more time because I have to do designated signings, meaning I have to be there at specific times to sign things, and I can't be there at other times to make traffic better or something. And that means I might get to actually go visit some of the booths and friends that I don't usually get to visit, and I'm looking forward to that. And Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab is going to be in America's Mart, Mandy. I don't know if I told you that or not.
Well, between signings, you could definitely go visit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I can actually go walk around, and I've never seen a lot of
you guys can come visit my mug whenever you want.
Yeah, you can come see Matt. Matt can be there the whole time. And
Jasmine will be there during
my nephew will be there some of the time.
Times.
Some of our other Strangeling people will be there. Brandon will be there. Yeah. It'd be fun.
It will be fun.
I'm curious to see how it goes because I've literally never even been in that building before because I have only been in the art show. And when I say I've only been in the art show, I've only been in the art show for that many years. I've never walked to a different building to see what was happening in there because I have been in the art show.
We have seen things that are in the Hyatt on the way up.
I was going to say, I've been in the elevator.
The Dragon Con.
I've been in the lobby. I have seen things on Dragon Con television.
Other than that, we have not been anywhere.
Yeah, I have not been anywhere.
So we sometimes escape to have a late dinner with friends.
A few times we have done, yeah, with Larry Elmore and some of my art friends, yeah.
But these things are planned well in
advance. But these are things we've talked about years in advance sometimes, yeah. Hopefully we'll get to do that again, and now we won't have to be the latecomers because we will have a proper exhibitor's booth, so we will see. So what I'm going to do now, color-wise, since I was talking about how this is going to be kind of bluish-green ice, and this is going to be neutrals, where the two shall meet would be something like a saturated yellow / orange red. So I'm taking some Vat Orange, which is, I know it's called Vat Orange, but I always think of it as like stoplight red, but it's called Vat Orange for some reason. But I'm taking that with a bunch of water. I always keep a bunch of water at the bottom of my plate. I've got a plastic plate with a sponge on it, and this is what I paint with for my palette. So I'm going to start in the middle with that, and I'm going to kind of chroma that out. So like the top bits of it are going to be warmer colors. And I'm just putting this over my little lines I painted earlier, like the little hands, because I know her skin's not going to be bright orange, but the thing she might be holding might be orange. And if I put peach or brown or some sort of neutral on top of that, that will still show up. Right now I'm just doing this as a color rough that I'm going to be painting on top of later. I'm taking some Vat Orange. I'm putting some yellow in it too. And I'm also, again, the reason I printed out these are not on good paper. These are just like on crappy printer paper. But the first two I've done in the series, so I can kind of keep the idea of the level of realism and also the general shape and scope as if one were to hang them all three together, as one might do, then they would feel stylistically consistent. So I'm kind of making like a big S shape that is almost bright orange through the middle. And if I were to change my mind and say, never mind, I don't want color in it, I could make it all blue. I could do it on
Guggenheim.
Top. What's that?
Blob helps us looks like the Guggenheim.
All right. The actual gallery?
I don't know.
Oh, the Guggenheim, in New York, it was actually Peggy Guggenheim was the foundation starter for that, and that is a really kind of unique building. It's got kind of it almost is like the infinity symbol. It's got the kind of spiral thing going on. I don't know. Do you remember? What's that, babe?
Jasmine's an art nerd.
Yeah. Well, Peggy Guggenheim was a wonderful person as far as supporting the arts.
I call her Margaret.
Huh?
I call her Margaret.
Yeah.
By her proper name.
Well, you might know her. It's not her best line, but did you remember the movie Pollock? The Jackson Pollock movie?
Yes.
Do you remember Peggy Guggenheim in that?
I think so.
He spends a small amount of time with her. She supported artists on all levels. Huh?
I said yay!
Yeah, I thought that's what you said. But no, that is a lot of contemporary art in New York is there because of the Guggenheim Foundation. Hey, do you remember? You know what's a good documentary is the Netflix one, Who the F, and I'm not censoring this.
Family friendly here.
I know, I'm not censoring it. It is F, and it has a bunch of symbols. Is Jackson Pollock? That's a very interesting one. Yes,
and it will teach you about the bizarre world of art. Also, there's
the idea of provenance. Again, if you were to look at that as being like a true crime thing with people's fingerprints and DNA and all that, and
art
it's like,
critics say it is not.
But it's like, no, that's not his. And it's like, well, why is his fingerprints in it? It was a court case, like for an assault or a murder
Science
or something.
versus just opinion.
Yeah. That's why. I think that's part of what makes it interesting. But it's worth watching. It's also a fun story with a neat lady in it.
I want to buy the poorly. The Jesus monkey.
Oh,
I want him.
Yeah, that was the that's art restoration. That's a very different.
No, I was just thinking of something. I don't know if you guys have ever.
That was a.
It was probably about 10 years ago. A woman tried. She was not a. She was. Oh, the location of DragonCon is in Atlanta.
It's in Atlanta, Georgia. It's over the course of several different buildings in Midtown Atlanta.
The inside looks like the Guggenheim? Oh.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the general sort of figure 8.
Are they talking about the top of the Hyatt?
Oh, actually that does. That might be. I'm trying to think who the architect was for that. But there's a very famous quote from Ray Bradbury talking about the inside of the hotel, isn't he? And he's like, this hotel is science fiction. And they have like a little plaque about it there because it has a very interesting interior architecture to it. Not quite sinister, but
have you seen the documentary called Tales by Light that's on Netflix?
I don't think so. What's it about?
Kitty Cat and Colors telling me about it.
Oh, I don't know.
They said we should watch it.
Tales by Light, like TALES, or like Tales like Kitty Cat.
Break from true crime for a while and watch some art stuff.
I
like it when
try
they're
to balance
connected,
myself between the two. Huh?
I like when they're connected.
I do too. That's why I was trying to type.
Lately, we've been watching this show, and it only has a few episodes called Dark Water.
It has 2 seasons.
6 episodes altogether.
No, I think it has 12.
Well,
it has 2 seasons.
Well, it only has 6 episodes on the DVR. Like not the DVR, but the on-demand thing. I promise.
I can't help you with that.
We watched all
I don't even know
one.
what that means, but yeah.
Yeah, it's sad. So,
anyways, boat-based murder stories.
Yes.
That is
which
my
are kind of
jam.
fun.
I kind of love them. Yeah.
I
kind of want a wonderful sailboat to go travel
water.
on. But what's that?
That's why she's water.
Yeah.
Check out Struggle: The Lost Art of Bukowski.
Oh, I don't think I know that. Is that a documentary?
On the investigation.
On ID Discovery?
No.
Oh, wait,
person saying.
Okay.
So it said on the investigation Discovery. Yes, it's on ID Discovery.
Yeah. So now I'm putting some blue and also some cobalt blue and what is the turquoise I use currently? Purple. No, it's a good turquoise. Turquoise phthalo, like phthalocyanide, like PTHALO phthalo. That turquoise is so dense if you get that one, and you can use a little tiny bit of it, and it makes everything super turquoise. I really like it. They should pay me money for talking about it.
The one I like it so much. A lot. The
turquoise?
No, I was thinking the 7 Deadly Sins ones.
Oh,
they try so hard to make
that's an oxygen, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think I only see it in Kansas City.
It's good though, and I like the presenter too. He's funny.
Oh yes, that's actually different than the one I was thinking of. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
And they try so hard to match it like with a certain deadly sin.
Well, if somebody got murdered, there probably was some.
Yeah, but
it's
I
gonna be
love that.
greed or lust or wrath or something, because otherwise, why'd somebody get murdered?
Oh, so we should watch it. It's about raising awareness toward animals and nature through photography. It's a beautiful and sad
that
series.
sounds lovely.
That sounds like
wait
something
a
I'd
minute.
love.
I wonder if that's something that somebody tagged me about on Facebook. That sounds
I don't know.
familiar.
It sounds like something I very much
Yeah,
like.
that sounds very good. Can
Because
you write that down though?
I'm all about animals. Sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
And
Oh, what's that?
pencil.
Oh, okay. So I've I don't know how well it shows up on the TV here, but the middle part I can put like a red-orange line. On the bottom part, I'm going to start brushing over some of that turquoise phthalo, like I was talking about. And I'm mixing it with some cobalt blue and a bit of white also, because she's going to be icy. And I want to kind of make some ice crystals like they're falling off her wings. And if you guys watch next weekend, I might still be working on this one, or if not, I'll show you how this one turned out. I am kind of running on not a real deadline, but a self-imposed deadline, because I do want this one for DragonCon, because the other two Ninja Dragonlings I have done for DragonCon, the actual convention, and I want to make sure I keep that up. Since I'm only doing 3 in the series, I want to make sure that they've all debuted at the same
like
place.
that they have a similar amount of dynamism.
Dynamics? Dynamo. Yeah.
Sure.
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yes, they have a
Same
certain
amount
amount
of
of
dinosaurs in both. Oh.
Oh, Kitty Cat and Colors in Norway. We may not have that on our Netflix now.
Oh, yeah, depending on what country you're in.
Yeah.
Even when we're in London, they've got different
Our
things
Netflix
on their
account
Netflix.
suddenly has different things when we're in London.
Yeah, like completely different.
It's kind of fun.
It's sad when I see a show and I'm like, oh my god, it's so cool. And it's like, oh, you can't watch that because you're in America
So
when I get
I will
home.
look for it, but we may not have it on our
I do, though.
Netflix.
I don't know how different Norway is than America.
We might.
When I was in Africa, there was such different things on their Netflix. It was things I'd never even heard of that were similar things. Like if I was trying to search, like, I don't know, American Dad or something like that, it would have things that were almost kind of like it, but they're from South Africa. It was interesting.
Kitty Cat in Color says, but the series is a Netflix original, so you should have it. But
yeah, Netflix
sometimes
original
that
doesn't
does
really
not mean
mean
Netflix
anything.
made it.
For example, if you're a lot of
Sometimes it does,
Netflix
though.
originals are actually BBC originals, and in America they'll call it a Netflix original. And I've seen that probably 14, 15
I'm trying
times.
to figure out how Netflix.
They license it. It's like co-branding, honey. It's like
Mm-hmm.
how it's like, how come that's a Jasmine painting, but it's got Jack and Sally in it? It's like, because it's co-branded by Tim Burton and by Disney and by Strangeling and by Jasmine Becket-Griffith and by the Hamilton Collection and by the Bradford Exchange. And, you know, there's a lot of
Everyone
paperwork
I've
that
ever
goes
met from
beyond that.
Norway.
What's that?
Everyone I've ever met from Norway speaks English like an American.
Better than you do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I cannot even hear their accent.
Yeah, I
It's
know. That's true.
weird. Okay, I think Tales by Light is on the Netflix in Illinois.
Excellent.
Well, that's the one we'd have to.
Okay.
Okay,
That
cool.
should be the same we have.
Yeah, we'll check that out.
No, I'm always looking for suggestions. Or some people, I would rather hear a recommendation from a friend than randomly find things online. You know, it's starting to, it might look, I don't know how much it shows up on the TV here, but it might look like she's underwater, but that's because I'm going to be starting her from a more blue, cooler tone background. And I'm going to be working on her, even though she's further in the distance and people will say put warm front and cool back. I'm going to be working backwards and hopefully it will work out good. And I think it will work out good because I get a lot of practice and I think it will turn out pretty neat. I'm going to be putting some sort of warmer tones on here, even though that will be, since I want it to look further away, I'm going to use a softer brush when I am painting on that bit. So it's less harsh lines. So it looks like it's just a couple feet behind her. And that in itself will make it look like that is further away. If I have slightly less contrast, if I don't use pure white on like the white bits and pure black on the black bits, if I do it slightly off by like maybe 10 Pantone shades or something like that, that will look like it's just that much further away, as if you're trying to focus your eyes on something across the room instead of something like right in your face. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm going to take some quinacridone nickel azel gold, or quinacridone nickel azo gold. I really like this color. It's kind of a warm, generic brown neutral that I use in the background of things, or sometimes up close if I mix it with white. It'll make, I sometimes joke and say, oh, that's kind of like steampunk color. It makes everything have kind of a haze on it that looks old-timey. It's like if you were going to have, like Instagram, if you had like a sepia, old-timey, Kachino would like it, old-timey sort of filter on your photos, that would be quinacridone nickel azo gold. So I'm going to start washing that over here. And if I start overlaying it on the part that is blue-green at the bottom, that will start to make it kind of look like it's seeping into green. Even though I want, again, this is going to be kind of icy cold glaciers, and the one up here is going to be kind of stone, wonderfully earthy cliffs up there. The place where the twain shall meet will kind of blur together, and from far away it'll look like a lovely rainbow. Yeah.
I might have to be careful with the series, because the series made Kitty Cat and Color cry so much.
I'm sorry.
I never thought people could be so evil towards animals. In one of the episodes, it talks about how we've killed 90% of the shark population just for shark fin soup.
Oh my goodness!
Horrible.
Don't get me started on that.
I don't know. Sometimes I have problems with watching things like that.
I've already been.
Yeah, and then people
called
worry about
out
shark
for
attacks.
yeah, those sharks that kill 0 to 1 people per year. Yeah. No, I'm on Team Shark if you want to get into that. I've already gotten in trouble about certain places I put my money in with the IRS and whether or not it's domestic terrorism for eco-centric groups. So yeah, sharks are my friends. People not so much. Except you guys are great.
And she also likes raisin skates, which are in the same family.
Yes, I sure do. When I was a kid, I used to have a comic strip I wrote for our school newspaper that was called Ralph the Flying Stingray, and it was about stingrays that could fly around.
My favorite football team was the Bazooka Sharks.
Okay. Oh, from the cartoon, yeah. Okay. I like sharks. You know what? Sharks have been around a lot longer than people, and they will continue to be around probably longer than we've been here. As much as people want to eat their fins
sharks.
for soup. You know what's funny is they do make, and it sounds like a joke, but they do make a vegan analog for shark fin soup in China.
Well, maybe that will help.
Maybe. I think people eat it.
Really
I think people eat shark fins as a status symbol, though. So if you're going to have a vegan version, it probably just tastes like, cartilage or something. But that is something that you can get.
Also, remember LL Cool J's head is like a shark fin.
I think he had a song about it.
So I wonder if LL Cool J is if people want to eat his head. Where shark
I don't know. Actually,
is
isn't he a vegetarian now too, or am I thinking?
Well, it doesn't matter if he's vegetarian or not. His head is like a shark fin.
Beaver bluer.
Look it up on Google, guys. It's
don't,
a real thing.
Don't. Go look at my Patreon instead. Look at my Patreon instead.
I mean that wonderful song. That great song.
I mostly know it because I remember there was that Daily Show. That was it's sad. It was actually about the shark fin harvesting epidemic, which is really sad.
Hockey sticks
and he's like,
what's
my head like now?
I don't usually pick on people because of bad lyrics, but my head is like a shark fin.
That's not me saying that.
Those are pretty horrid lyrics.
I don't.
I mean that's bad.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't commission songs to be part of a not very popular horror movie that came out for that weekend. Yeah.
Bob helps that his mama knocked him out a few times, too.
Oh.
Because she said it.
Too.
She said
Mama said.
Mama said.
Wow, are we showing our age here, love?
Maybe he just, maybe I just don't get what he's saying.
Maybe so.
Did you hear about the 5 whales that beached themselves? Sad they were released and doing well. Yay!
Well, I heard they were doing okay. I look at Veg News every morning, and they've been following their turmoil that they've been going through, and that makes me happy to hear.
Yeah, that's...
Yay. Well, that's the thing. People need to pay more attention to whales. People don't realize how intelligent and how much of a kind of culture they actually have, and they are mammals just like we are. They just live in the ocean.
Yes.
And they live longer than we do. They can talk to each other.
Adorable how they have their little calves drink milk from them, like underwater
They're mammals.
milk.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah. They have a matriarchal society, which is interesting to follow. There aren't a lot of mammals that live that long, first of all, and whales are some of them.
What do the guys do? Do the guys just run around and goof off?
No. There are their own things.
Okay. They're not like tigers.
Well, they do have bachelor pods, which is different than bachelor pads. It sounds like I'm just Britishing it, but no, they have
so
pods
many
of
animals
them.
where bachelors hang out because there's such a
Well,
top male.
that has to do with how many babies you're gonna have, and
Hottest blood in the coldest water. Is that some LL Cool J stuff too, Bob?
if not, you should be writing for.
I bet he's just writing this down as the
I hope
chat scrolls up. He's
so.
like, this is good stuff.
Yeah, sorry. I'm putting a more yellowy kind of brown orange up there. This is more of a reminder to myself than anything else, but when I'm looking at it, it's going to go from warm to turning into cool. Got some red. I'm going to put a little tiny bit of purple down in the corner. Not that that will be a big part of the painting. If you're going to see it like, hey, that's a t-shirt, that's a color, it's going to be on there. It's going to be something that would be reflected in the, I want to put some ice crystals down here. So I'll put a bit of Daxazine purple.
Blob Help mentioned Star Trek 4. Did you see that one where they saved the whales?
No, I have not seen that one.
Oh,
I
really?
haven't seen a lot of the old Star Trek movies, no. I didn't have TV around then, and I certainly didn't see movies around then, so
It was a weird one.
I kind of missed out on a lot of that.
So they come to like the year 1987 or whatever.
What year was the film made?
Around then. So they come to the current time the film was made.
Oh,
And
okay.
Spock is there, but he has to cover his ears with a little bandana.
Can't pretend to be at like DragonCon or something?
No. But he learns about using profanity.
Oh. Okay.
Kind of funny.
Okay. I have not seen that one.
He calls them colorful metaphors.
Aren't they?
Yes.
Alright. That colorful metaphor.
But yeah, I've seen all those. I think I've seen all the Star Trek movies. I think 84ish. Gosh, it was that far
Yeah,
back.
see, I was 4 years old then, so
I remember
probably
reading the Mad
didn't-
Magazine parody of it. I still
Does
think I
that
have it
count?
upstairs. No, I saw it after I saw it.
Okay.
It has because Spock had a telepathic link with the whales.
Oh.
But in the Mad Magazine, he goes down in the whales and he's like, and Kirk says, they have such a wonderful connection. And then the lady who they met in the 80s says, no, he's just blowing in the whale's ear.
Oh.
And you see a little heart above the whales.
Aww.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Has there been any news about the Hello Kitty painting?
I think that already happened.
That already happened
that
and
was,
sold?
Yeah,
Pretty
we
sure.
already bought her. I think a lot of people tried to buy her. To the point that the gallery was literally texting me saying, "Stop talking about the Hello Kitty painting; it's already sold." So
Yeah.
take that as thou wilt. I'm happy people liked her though.
I don't. Yeah, and I have no idea who ended up with her.
I have no idea either. I don't know. But I got to paint her, and that was cool. And it was Hello Kitty's birthday. He's older than I am, apparently, right? How old's Hello Kitty? What year was it?
Gosh, I don't know how old Hello Kitty is. Pretty old.
It was the anniversary for Sanrio. I keep wanting to say it's the 50th anniversary because it's like the 50th anniversary for everything. Matt was joking about that earlier, but it kind of is.
It is. There's
Like
lots of things.
1969 was the year, man. That's when everything happened.
Most notably Woodstock and Haunted Mansion.
Stock, Haunted Mansion, yeah.
And a bunch of other things.
Yeah.
That song by Bryan Adams, The Summer of '69.
I don't know if I know that song.
You do.
I'm sorry. I'm not a big Bryan Adams fan. No offense, maybe I'm just not your Ezra, but yeah, I don't know. Not a big Bryan Adams.
You know that song.
Okay. Am I confusing it with something else, maybe?
I'd sing you the song, but it would be embarrassing and weird.
Or would it be infringing on the rules of Twitch?
I don't know.
Because
I'm
they were
not
like,
sure.
remember that one time you were like singing something and then they said that we were
I
Like,
don't think that. I think that was
copyright
just
infringing?
coincidence, honestly.
You think so? Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, anyways, I don't know how well the colors are going to show up on here, but I've tried to use pretty much every tone in the spectrum from like being red, orange, kind of turning into quinacridone, nickel iso gold, turning into a vat orange / magenta down at the bottom, and turning into blue-green aqua on the one side, and then dioxazine purple on the other corner. So when you see the painting, it will have all the colors in it, even though you would think, oh, well, it's this character who is kind of mostly brown and gray, and this character which is mostly kind of peach and white and maybe a little bit of blue. I'm going to have every chroma key in that, even though it will be on a lesser tone. And even though a lot of it will be covered up with additional paint strokes on top of it, you will see those colors coming through, and your brain will see it and will be happy because you see all the colors of the rainbow will all be in one painting. And that's something I like to do when I do paintings that have a lot of, you hear in a lot of concept art things like hot versus cool. You've got like warm colors and cool colors at the same time, making kind of a swirly shape.
Hello Kitty came out in 76.
76. So yeah, she's older than me. So it would have been her 43rd anniversary? I don't know. It was one of her, it might have been when she was started being, maybe it's
So I'm just a little bit older than Hello Kitty.
Yeah. But yeah, like the event though, like for Sanrio that I did, was that the 40th or the
No idea.
50th or 45th?
I don't remember.
Let's dry for a second. I'm gonna wash some of this awful stuff off my hands. You know, I'm talking about rubbing things in, but this is almost dry, and once it is, I will be starting to add some little lighter bits and darker bits and deciding what colors I'm going to be putting on top of this. But you'll still see the bright kind of orange, warm, cool colors at the top bit, and the blue kind of green, purpley, cooler tones at the bottom bit. I'll be right back. Don't need to grab Kit Kat.
No.
Hello, runs and baby cardinals are out there.
Two baby cardinals? So, Dragon Con is 4 days long. It's always on Labor Day. But, concurrently, we'll have the Renaissance Festival, which is pretty cool. And we don't know for sure the dates for the Ren Fair yet, do we, Jasmine?
I haven't posted it, but it will be probably next week in September, 1st in October, or around then. That I'll be there in person. If people.
We have a lot of fun at the Ren Fair. It's the funniest show because it goes on for I don't know how many weeks, 7 weeks or something like that. And it starts out really hot because it's the end of summer. And then it goes into, I've been there when it snows at the end of the 8 weeks. So it's kind of crazy. It's at that time. So, and I only have the one set of Ren Fair clothes. So.
Yeah. It's a reversible vest though, right?
No, it's two different vests.
Oh, okay.
Yep. But I usually add something each year to my wardrobe. Have you heard All for Love by Bryan Adams? And I think you have because Sting helps him sing it.
Is that the one that was from Robin Hood?
Yes, Robin Hood.
Okay, yeah, that is...
Sting.
That's probably my least favorite Sting song.
I'm trying to think who else sings it. Sting, Bryan Adams, and there's another guy. Who's the other guy?
Rod Stewart?
Yeah, I think
oh
it is
my
Rod
god,
Stewart.
Is it Rod Stewart?
Is it Rod Stewart?
It's not faces. I don't know.
You know, Sting's got a slum of it.
Yeah. I like Sting.
Oh, no, it's
He's
for
one
the
of my
Three
favorite.
Musketeers. Thank
Oh,
you.
that's what it was. Okay.
Well, that makes sense. All for One and One for All.
Okay,
Would be-
well, that does make
Yes.
sense. That's like
It is
quote
Rod
from
Stewart.
it. Okay, all right. Oh God, where is that? But
I
doesn't
assume
he
that
do
there
the
are Rod
song
Stewart
from
fans in the
Prince
room,
of
but I
Thieves
am
also?
notoriously not a Rod Stewart fan.
You're notoriously not a Jim Morrison fan.
Me too. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You're not.
It's not Don Henley. It was Rod Stewart. Don Henley's
Rod
better.
Stewart. Okay. Don Henley hangs out with Stevie Nicks sometimes. Yeah.
Well, who doesn't?
All right.
But I said I guess if they could. It's pretty cool.
I think so. But didn't they do a
Rod
song?
Stewart also toured with Stevie Nicks.
Yeah, I know. Remember we were joking about whether or not he was going to go first or
But
she
Tom
was?
Petty should have, because they have that wonderful song together.
Oh, poor Tom Petty.
Stop Dragging My Heart Around.
Yeah, that's a good song. I'm sad about Tom Petty still. That was depressing. I'm not as much as sad as David Bowie, but still really sad. That was a rough year or two there.
Well, you know who died yesterday?
Him.
Peter Fonda.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. And he took such good care of himself. Sorry.
Santana and Rod toured. My gosh, that is so. Those are so different.
That's weird. I mean, I always thought it was weird when Santana did that song with Rob Thomas.
That was
like
a good.
that.
That was
a good
song,
song, and it's pretty solid. You still hear it, and it's a decade and a half later, and man.
Santana played at Woodstock.
Oh,
And
wow!
He was so under the influence and from various
at
things.
Woodstock, really? No way.
And people say it was his best performance ever. They say ever.
Some jobs are like that.
He literally thought he was wrestling Cobra.
All right.
I thought
that
was
sounds
funny.
like a setup for a
Blumhouse
joke,
gonna
but...
go watch Easy Rider.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good movie. You should go watch it in honor.
That is a good movie.
Dennis
actually.
Hopper's passed
Dennis Hopper,
a few years ago.
He took good care of
Hopefully
himself.
Jack Nicholson won't.
Jack Nicholson's still kicking. I think literally.
And Bob Help said in the summer of '69. Yep, '69 in Woodstock.
Yeah.
We're talking about that Bryan Adams song.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, but wasn't there a song, and I could be wrong, that was for that Robin Hood movie that... who did that song?
Is that...
Wasn't that Sting and,
The Robin Hood with,
I could be wrong. I didn't...
what's his name in it? Kevin,
It wasn't my bag.
Robin Hood soundtrack, Bryan Adams, it says.
Okay.
Everything I Do.
Okay.
I Do It For You.
That's probably what I was thinking of. But didn't he do a song with Sting on that too, or am I thinking?
No, you're thinking of, Everything I Do, I Do It. Yeah, everyone in the room knows it.
I'm sorry. Well, unless you like that song.
I think it was Bon Jovi.
Maybe. I wouldn't know, man. I kind of skipped over that time as far as music goes. I like a lot of music before that and a lot of music after that.
Have you ever really loved a woman was good too?
Me?
No, they're
Or are they
talking about.
asking you?
Have you ever really loved a woman?
I don't know what you mean.
That was a song.
Oh, gotcha. It sounds different when you ask it as a question instead of like it's a song title. Make her hair go
Yeah,
a little bit
Everything
more
I
over the
Do, I
front.
Do For You was not Bon Jovi, and also the actor in the movie wasn't Bon Jovi.
Ooh.
Bon Jovi did the song for Young Guns.
I don't know that one. I'm not a fan, really. That's not my sort of music.
Bon Jovi?
I know, I don't think
He seems
so.
like an alright guy, though.
No, he seems like a nice guy. Actually, I know some people who know him, kind of, and he seems like a very, very nice person. It's just not my personal thing.
Yeah, Blaze of
music-wise.
Glory. That's the song that he did for Young Guns, and they
what is
wanted
it?
to use the Wanted Dead or Alive, but he said, no, I want to write a new song for this Western. So he wrote Blaze of Glory.
Oh. Well, it's funny because I've heard that Dead or Alive song before, and that sounds like it would be a Western song, doesn't it?
all the same. Only the name.
Maddie, don't infringe on copyrights,
Okay.
man, when you're on my Twitch here.
Back to Woodstock 69. Soul Sacrifice by Santana is amazing. I'll have to check that out.
No, I
think I
like
already have.
1969. That was a pinnacle of music around that time period.
That'd be a
some
fun
of my
place
favorite
if you
music.
could say you could go back in time to a place.
I
Woodstock would be neat.
I would love to see that. You know what's kind of neat? I don't know if anybody's looked at a lot of somebody released a whole bunch of snapshots they had taken during that time, and they released them maybe 6 months ago that were unpublished. And it was kind of neat to see. It was a very personal stuff, like it was people with their kids and things, but it was neat to look at.
I'm trying to think of the earworm I had the other day. Awful.
You told me, you texted me, and you were like,
Wait,
what's it?
is it something
Oh,
you mentioned?
yeah, it's something you can't say on here. Okay, it's a song in Lost in Translation when Bill Murray is going
okay,
to
never mind.
the
Yeah,
lady bar.
don't forget to
and
mention it, it's
the
fine.
song in the background of that. And Matt's like, I've got an earworm, and
But
that was that.
They're yelling at you to get back to work. Tammy Tyrone says they're yelling at her to get back to work.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
get back
you-
to work, Tammy.
Get to work, man.
Yeah.
I'm working.
Yeah, this is hard work here.
Yeah, I mean, I always talk about
Well, she
Carlos
probably knows
Santana and Bryan Adams.
I was
It's
gonna
like,
say
I
she
get
probably knows
paid
the
hourly for
concert
that.
stuff, but
But
what
yeah,
I'm doing now, I'm
Rod
outlining.
Stewart likes to tour, I think.
Well, there are some people who genuinely like doing what they do
They
for a
have
living, and they just keep doing
Elton
it.
John does not need the money. yet
No,
to
Elton
tour.
John doesn't need $1 million every time he does a concert. He already
No.
has that. He doesn't care. I don't need the money I need to go around. I just like painting. That's just what you do if that's what you like to do. And if you don't do it, you feel weird. Right now, I'm
Yeah, I
taking
guess so.
on the lower side of this. I don't know if you can tell on the TV here, but or computer or phone or whatever people do. I'm outlining with the cooler colors on the outside of her hair, showing, oh, that's where her ponytail's going. That's where her like dragon wings are going. I'll put some sort of back kicking sort of line on her back here. This is kind of what I would expect from just a viewer's point of view to be the more boring stuff, and I apologize again. I just kind of landed here and like, oh, I've got to get this done for DragonCon, so this is what I'm working on.
Someone said Rod's got a lot of kids to support.
What's that? Oh, yeah, actually he does. So
It's like every November I get a raspy phone call from my raspy father telling me raspy happy birthday, and then he sends me a raspy check.
there you go.
When I was little, my older sister had a huge crush on Rod Stewart.
Oh
and I
my
thought it was so
gosh.
gross. Like, ew, that guy. But then I found out she wasn't alone.
Yeah. Otherwise, you wouldn't know his name.
He wouldn't sing
Yeah.
about the sexy song.
Oh my God, I forgot
If you
about
want my
that.
body,
Oh,
anything, I'm
don't,
sexy.
no. I just think of Michael Myers singing that, and it's not the same.
Oh, Michael
yeah,
Myers as a fat friend.
Yeah. exactly. Yeah,
Fat blister.
fat blister. You can say bastard,
Oh,
right?
okay.
I think
I
that's
don't
a real
know.
word.
Kinda.
Kinda. I don't know.
Yeah, so I married an axe murderer.
Yeah.
Oh, it was his father. That's right.
His dad.
His other
yeah.
Scottish voice he does.
That's
Which
it.
sounds
And
just like
if you
the-
read any of his autobiographies, he talks about his real life dad and how that
Yeah.
was kind of a thing. And yeah, that's funny.
Not
No.
Scottish. It's crap.
Yeah. We were talking enough about Scotland the other day when we were in California, weren't we, Maddie?
I don't remember.
Volskin House?
Who?
The house I was trying to buy in Scotland.
Oh,
the
yeah,
Loch Ness
yeah.
Monster? Yeah. That people keep burning it down. Whoever is doing that, stop that.
So I Married an Axe Murderer is an underrated movie. I've seen it about 10 times.
I've seen it probably 7 times.
Rod Stewart is so creepy, but my mom and her friend loved him back then. Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
That's what I
Kimber.
mean. It's like everybody's older sister or their mom liked him. And it depends how old you are, obviously. I'm probably behind the times, but...
Okay, well, I don't know that. Coming from a person that didn't get to enjoy really good sauce, I was a vegetarian by the point where I would have access to really good sausages and things.
Oh yeah, I've been
What
vegetarian
is the
like 30
difference?
years, so I
what
don't
would
even
really be
know
the difference
anymore.
between
Yeah.
just a sausage and
Spices.
haggis?
And haggis? Oh, well,
Haggis
is...
sounds like the same thing. It's a stomach lining.
I've never had
stuff.
regular haggis. I've had vegetarian
sausage,
haggis.
if people knew what sausage was, they might think it was gross too.
Yeah, I grew up with a family who came from Germany, and we had like a recipe that was kept under lock and key that we gave at different times of the year to a place in Nebraska that would make sausages for us. Like they'd have the bockwurst during May, and it would be very specific in the time of year and be per family, and they'd make things. So I could see people being proprietary about their own little recipe on things, but I have never had haggis that was actual haggis. So
it's got the worst sounding name.
Yeah, like well, it's not our first language, isn't it? Unless it is. I don't know.
But it totally sounds like a sausage to me.
Yeah,
I mostly get the description from Highlander.
Yeah.
And Sean Connery is
well,
actually Scottish. And
Sean Connery is. Have you not seen his knuckle tattoos in real life? Sean Connery?
Is this Scott and Lan?
I think it like says Scotland like 4 with a 4 forever on it.
Wow, that's so gangsta.
Yeah, I know.
At any rate,
hardcore.
he is a Spaniard in the film
okay.
who was teaching a person from Scotland,
okay.
Christopher Lambert, about swordsmanship and and his abilities as a immortal. Yeah. So we have
this
guy from I think that Christopher Lambert's from Denmark. I could be wrong.
The actor, is he or is he Norwegian?
I think he's from Denmark. I'm sure that someone's Googling it right now.
Yeah, probably.
This guy from Denmark's explaining to a Spaniard about haggis, and then
the guy's actually from Scotland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Christopher, and then he's explaining to a actor who is Scottish in real life. So it's kind of cute.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the joke, but it kind of seemed funny.
The last time I was in Scotland, I went to a place that was really cool, and they had vegetarian haggis, remember? It was not bad.
Oh, apparently Christopher Lambert's, maybe it's Lambert.
Is he French?
Is French.
Oh.
I did not know that. His accent sounds funny. It doesn't sound French at all.
Well, I
wonder if he's
you gotta
from
remember
Northern
about
French.
Europe. It's like their countries are almost like our states are here,
Yeah.
which sounds pejorative almost, but it's true. If you take like a small part of America, that would be about the size of Europe, and if you're in England and you go 60 miles, all of a sudden you're in France, and it's very different. It's not like going from Illinois to Iowa, which is you couldn't even tell the difference. So it's very, very different when you're in different parts of the world, which makes it fun to travel.
Yep, he's French. That's weird.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, he speaks French like a person from Denmark.
Hey!
I love all the Highlander movies. Oh, yeah, they're good. Part 2's kind of weird, but the third one was kind of interesting with the magic guy, but the first one's amazing. Yeah, my brother-in-law is a huge Adrian Paul Highlander series.
Yeah, he's got them all, like even the TV shows and everything.
Yeah. Of course.
Oh, APBD's from Brussels.
That's true.
Oh.
Of course, Sean Connery is supposed to be a Spaniard, but he's speaking in his typical Scottish accent.
Yeah.
It's weird, but yeah, there you go. That's his way. He doesn't change his accent.
Why would he? Especially with that knuckle tattoo.
He's Sean Connery. He doesn't have to change anything. He doesn't have to change a thing. He's perfect just the way.
Apparently. Are you gonna prove him wrong? How old's he? He's gotta be.
Sean Connery is 170.
Yeah, he's gotta be in his 60s or 70s, though, for sure, if not more. I don't know.
He's not fooling anyone with like Sean for Sean.
Oh,
not like Kevin Costner playing Robin Hood. No kidding, that was weird.
I'm
not fond of that movie.
Yeah.
I like it when they kill the witch with the axe, though. That was pretty cool.
I like the Men in Tights version better.
I love Men in Tights.
Sorry.
I've seen that way more than the...
I have actually. I think I saw the other one once, and I saw Men in Tights once. And it was funny. And oh, I'm trying to. Blackadder's in it too, isn't he?
Which one?
Men in Tights. He's the Isn't he the guy who is doing the service, like the marriage service at the end?
No.
Okay.
It's
Right.
Patrick Stewart does. And
Oh,
he comes
okay.
and he's the king, and he kisses her.
Oh, okay. Golly, what am I thinking of?
You're thinking of Holy Spigot.
It's
Where
probably not called that.
Rowan
What is it?
Atkinson's marrying someone, and
Yeah.
instead of the Holy Spirit, he says Holy Spigot.
Yeah, but what film is that? Love?
I'll find out.
Okay.
It's not a funny
Yeah,
movie.
you got the internet. I don't.
4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Oh.
That's the only scene I know from.
I was gonna say, is that I
It's
probably
probably
only
'cause
know
you saw that
because it's
scene.
Rowan Atkinson.
I don't know, maybe 4 Weddings and a Funeral is good.
I don't know. I know there's a TV show of it now, but I didn't know that. I've seen it advertised to me like a million times because
Wasn't
for
it
some
the
reason-
same man as The Princess Bride? No, that's Marriage. Marriage.
Of what?
Okay. It says it wasn't the same as the Princess Bride. No.
No.
Abe
which
Lincoln. No,
actor is
Abe
that one?
Lincoln. Oh yeah, that's funny. Mel Brooks is great.
He is, but as my dad would probably point out, he did borrow a lot from the Carry On series that was very popular in
Your dad
England.
thinks everything about
Huh?
Your dad
No, that was a big part of Mel Brooks' sort of growing up sort of thing. So that would make sense. And I think Robin's dad used to write for that. So.
If the 70s didn't exist, Tarantino would have no fuel either.
Well, I wouldn't have been born then. I grew up in the 70s. Like,
Me
you know,
too.
for a month. I like telling that to people who try to card me at bars. Like, oh, I grew up in the 70s. Hmm. Is that your phone going off?
Yes, it is. I'm gonna pick another winner.
And this is for, Karen and Shemison. My favorite.
Blob Help one.
Who did?
Blob Help.
Oh, lovely. But she's my favorite of the pins I think I've done so far. I put so much work. I don't know if you probably can't tell from my stupid hands here, but there is so much detail in this one. It's almost ridiculous. I could have spent as much time on a painting like this as I did do on the pin design for this, which it might be, financially silly because it's a pin I'm giving away and I'm not going to make $1 off of, but it makes me happy to know she's out there and somebody's getting her and people at DragonCon will be getting her. And as far as painting goes, I will be... Is this the last hour, love? Or
This
do
is
we have
it.
another
We're
hour?
about to end the broadcast.
Oh, really? Oh, golly. I'm short. Okay. Well, I actually got a lot of work done. But yeah, this is Ninja Dragonlings 3, and you can see her. I'd say her, but there's a bunch of, there are at least 4 characters
See the
so
finished
far in
product
this
in
one.
DragonCon.
Yeah, you might see it next weekend too, depending on how much work I get done during the week, because I have 2 other paintings I'm supposed to be working on, but turning out pretty good so far, and got little dragons, little babies.
Talk to you
And
guys later.
yeah, see you next Sunday.